The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD BLACK NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft and in association with Fibernet and AFK Gaming. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me are my co-hosts, Baba Gusta and Foxy, as we are here for the very last day of Season 1 qualifiers, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a fantastic day ahead, as we're already not going to waste any time and get started with the match. That is Exterminate Esports versus Aqua on the first match of this first half of the single elims phase 3. That means, ladies and gentlemen, whoever loses today gets eliminated, and there are no second chances. This is the fight for the final spot in the entirety of the division stages, and that is, of course, Division 3's final spot. It's all on the line here today for these teams, as we're already in the man phase for map 1, that is Cafe, Dostoevsky, and Exterminate Esports have decided to take out Thatcher. But more on that and these teams from our analyst and co-host, Baba Gusta. Baba, how do you do this afternoon?
I'm doing quite fantastic here, Jack, but the only thing that I've kind of sad to talk about is that either one of these teams will be eliminated out of this tournament, so they definitely have to give it all they've got. So basically, we might be able to see some plays that we did not expect it to see here, and looks like there's going to be some pretty important and standard bans, as Nomad will be out and Valk on the side of defense will be out. Indeed, so which would give the attackers a little bit of thinking. Maybe we might be able to see a gridlock being played with her track stringers. Her gadget is quite useful when it comes to stopping the tracks on, especially on the side of defenders, as if they try to push in. But hopefully we'll get to see what's going to happen in the last ban, and looks like Exterminator will be going to looks like they're going to ban Mira. An interesting operator indeed, knowing for the fact that her mirror would provide a lot of intel, as well as a strong anchor on one of those specific sites. So taking her out, especially on map Cafe Dostoevsky, would prove to be more viable for the attackers. Well, for them, I would say the win on the side of both of these teams. We have to make sure that for these teams, they need to make sure that they have to give it all they've got. And just as I was talking about it, gridlock will be picked on the side of Team Aqua by none other than United. So it'll be a specific same side off here. And yeah, with that, let's take a look at this, the rosters on the side of Team Aqua. We have Tech Bud, Let's just wait it for a second as the game loads. There you go. Techbird, Carnage, Sandrum, United, and Lantern. And on the side of Team Exterminate Esports, we have Board, Skullex, Maddie. It's MBK, and this game. Well, anyways, round one will be in play as the site is going to be on third floor bar. What a standard defense site, as we like to call it, and as Maverick, oh, sorry, not the Maverick, the Maestro will be there to place his evil eye cams on the piano room. It is quite common, but let's see. The second one might probably should be on the cigar. So, not on the cigar. Yeah, I believe that would be on the cigar new hatch. And yeah, Vamai and Jaeger, those two operators are quite deadly, especially on the side of piano room. You still have those deployable shields as well as those magnets and the ADSs to, make sure that none of those breach charges as well as Zophia's concussive or an impact nade will be there to take out the deployable shield as best as they can. Now keep that in mind, we do have a Goya being played, and that would be Maddie. So only placing all of this Vulcan shields at a particular place where the attackers might not be able to push. And also we've seen a lot of holes being prepped up on the side of defense. Basically, for the attackers, if they try to go in for the default plan, they can be able to see through those desks in which they have been opened from either the shotguns, I believe. It may be due to the shotguns, or maybe they just used an impact net to open it up. As Skullex is going to be using his Bayleaf shotgun to make a rotation right from the cocktail lounge through to the freezer. A lot of prep phase, a lot of reinforcements being made right on the side of the action phase, but quite importantly, the attackers, they didn't notice at all. But if they do, however, caught the defenders while they were reinforcing, they would have got a free easy kill. But anyways, let's just head on to the match. Gridlock, once she was repelling right from the whiskey window, unfortunately she's going to go from the top, knowing that there isn't any bandit charges or a Kaid being played on the side of defenders. So they're just going to go back up. Hopefully there's this she's going to place two of her track stingers right on the red stairs, making sure that none of the flanks on the side of Team Exterminate Esports will be able to go up. Meanwhile, Hibana playing on the side of repelled piano window, and she'll be able to ping out exactly where Maestro's evil eye cam is going to be as Carnage. She's already in. She's going to prep up her impact need. Two concussants just to make sure that if any utilities on the side of defense will be present. And just like that, they've got control on piano, but Maestro's cam is still active, which should prove to be quite efficient because it gives a lot of intel. But Karan will be there to quickly eliminate it. Pre-fast coming in from the Maestro, but unfortunately it was too late as Mandy is going to be able to find one headshot tech, but he is out of the game. Unfortunately, the Ace's Selma breaching charge won't be in effect, which should give a lot of opportunities for the defenders, knowing that the freezer won't be able to be opened on the piano room. And with a lot of time wasted and two of the C4s being expelled on the side of defense as Gridlock goes for the expressive pre-fire right on the Shaiko spot, as I might like to call it, as Lantern, he's already downed. And Goyo, he's going to have a fight, but this game will be able to eliminate Carnage with at least two more operators. Another C4 comes in to eliminate Lantern, which leads to United all by herself. And she needs to find at least one or two picks. And unfortunately, she won't be able to find one because she only has 3 seconds left. And here comes Wayo with a perfect push in, eliminates two of the players. And just like that, Team Exterminate Esports will win their first defense on third floor bar. Let's take a look at that in Fibernet instant replay. What great defense coming in, especially on this side, eliminating the hard breacher from the beginning, giving them the opportunity to not even open up the walls on the side of freezer. And for the Maestro, all he had to do was use his Alda pre-fire and just force them to not even get into the site.
An absolutely amazing first round coming out from the side of Exterminate Esports. Well-placed utility and well done on coverage, site coverage that is, with the kind of operators that they had brought out for themselves. And now having won the first round, they're going to be going to first floor kitchen service and kitchen cooking. As is usual, standard cafe stuff, nothing too special per se. But once again, a reminder for all of our viewers at home that today's matches are all single eliminations. We are, of course, in the final phase of qualifiers, which means whoever wins the very last match of tonight, the finals of tonight per se, will be the last team to qualify in division stages, as every other spot, excuse me, every other spot has been filled in by the teams in the previous phases. It's all down for one team to win it out today, and who will it be? We'll find out over the course of the day, as there's only so many teams who can go up. There's only so many teams who can hope to get there, out of which one will end up the winner. Standard kitchen setup looks like is being set up from the side of Exterminate. Curiously enough, no castle. I think we almost did see a 6th pick into a castle being brought out from the defenders, but turns out that nope, that 6th pick will not be in play. Instead, we've got the Melusi from Maddie. Not too surprising, Melusi, as it goes, is a very powerful operator in her own right, and then pairing up with the kind of defensive meta that Rainbow Six competitive sees currently, I'm not surprised to see that, she's one of the most annoying operators out there. Goya shield by Skullex on the bakery, just behind the counter, big bakery that is. He's got the Jaeger for support as well, sitting on prep room, but unfortunately there are the summer breaches from Ace to try and flush him out from there. Unfortunately, that's a little bit of a large corner on both sides of that wall. So any operator could hide there if they want to, but it's a risky position to be in because too many movements will expose you to an attacker. Meanwhile, one of the attackers has gone down. That's Sandrome off the board. The Hibana is down, ladies and gentlemen. That was an early kill. Lantern is low on HP as well, trying to peek the Melusi by the red stairs Harry Potter spot. Maddie, he's just chilling. He's just chilling right below the red stairs. He's got a Banshee next to him on the stairs to slow down anybody pushing from above. And of course, anybody goes into small bakery, he will know from the sounds of the vault in. Minute 30 remaining as Exterminate look like they're pretty comfortable so far. Another Summer Breeze goes out. This one is to try and flush out Big Bakery defender. That's Skullex, of course, but he's still alive. That first strip of the Summer Breeze that was broken doesn't seem to be enough to flush out the Goyo. Skullex confidently sitting there. He knows he has cover from all angles, at least most angles in this situation. Now, speaking of which, he actually doesn't. He's just got the Jaeger for support close by to prep room. Other than that, he's kind of alone when it comes to small bakery. However, Aqua have been pushed pretty hard, and they aren't looking too good of themselves right now, as United is going to take a lot of damage, and he will go down. That's the shotgun on the second floor, and Board Veo gets a second kill for himself. Maddie goes down in the meanwhile, Tech, but takes a kill for his team. Aqua finally find a defender, but is that going to be enough? It's not. They need to find 4 more or get it aside. However, that's Diffuser down on White Corridor. MBK doing the damage, leaving only Carnage and Lantern, the last 2 standing. Make that Carnage the last one standing. Lantern falls to Veo, and the Zofia on second floor is about to meet the smoke. Oh! That shot. You don't get to see that every day. Didn't even ADS. That's disrespect right there. We'll get to see that in the instant replay right here, folks. As, oh boy, that was a shot and a half from the smoke right at the end. Couldn't even ADS in time. He pressed both buttons, both aim and shoot at the same time, and got the headshot while being in hip fire. What a fantastic end of the round coming out from the side of Exterminate Esports, as they're going to win round 2 and give themselves that sweet 2-0 lead in the early game going into round 3.
Well, 2 solid rounds for Team Exterminate. Well done, especially Veo with those important 4 kills with the SMG-11 plays. As we're going to be proceeding to round 3, a lot of 6-pick being used, as we're going to be seeing a Jaeger being picked on the side of Team Exterminate. And I believe that was Sandrome who just made a 6-pick to an IQ, maybe. Yep, I believe so. So with that, reading room will be in play, and I believe for Team Aqua, this might give them a chance to win it out. All they need is that control from third floor, in which Team Exterminate proves to be quite efficient when it comes to winning those important gun plays. So for Team Aqua, they definitely need to step it up. Maybe eliminating one of the important players on the side of Team Exterminate would give them the opportunity to get control. So we're going to be seeing an ADS as well as a Melusi Banshee being placed on the side of third floor bar. Maybe a drone work from the attackers if they spot those important utilities. It would be very important for them to eliminate these. On the other hand, we're going to be seeing Mute playing on the Cigar Hatch. Hopefully, with the SMG-11, he can be able to eliminate one or two operators if they try to, drop down from their at stays hatch. Is we're going to be seeing United playing as the Jackal with his track stringers, not the track stringers. I believe the Inox scanner will help them get those important intels, especially an important roamers like Wayo playing as the Jaeger or this game playing as the Mute to provide some important intels. DroneWorks been coming in to figure out where exactly the operators are, but to make sure they need to drone out the entire third floor that the defenders won't be able to play in that exact location, but that information will work out as TechBird will find two of the players playing on the side of Cocktail Lounge, as IQ will be able to detect any of the utilities being placed on the side of defenders. So it is quite a decent wait for them, knowing for the fact that the site is on second floor reading room, and getting control on that third floor bar might prove to be a challenge for the attackers to get it. Well, all of the three attackers already in the room, as Lantern will take the lead the charge as he drops down from the cigar shop, knowing that there is two players present from the cocktail, but none of them is present on the freezer. Now Lantern, he's going to push in from the freezer, making sure that he would find one. He will exactly find one, but unfortunately he's going to miss a lot of shots. Pre-fires will be there, but not even one will be able to register. And what just happened there? Mute will be able to eliminate Lantern, but Sandrome will be there to eliminate MBK. What exactly just happened there? I had absolutely no idea, gents. But anyways, on the other hand, the man card has immediately been equalized, and they only have 1 minute left. Exterminate Esports, quite a lot of solid lead there. The only problem is they gave away the third floor access to the attackers, which would be a lot of difficulties, known for the fact that Carnage is playing as the Sledge. That Breach Hammer will be able to will be able to give a lot of lines of sight for the defenders, for the attackers as well as on the defenders, as I might like to call it. But looking at the position that they'll be playing in, Melusi will be the only operator who's going to be playing near the site, but not at the fireplace entrance. Now this would give a lot of opportunities. One little ping would be more than enough for the attackers to immediately go for the push in and eliminate them, while one of them goes for the plant, and the other two players will be able to go for the cover. But keep that in mind, they still have one of the C4s, but without further ado, 10 seconds there for them as Carnage with an impressive nade. He's going to eliminate one, and immediate pre-fire comes in as Melusi will be able to take another. He's going to take even the diffuser, whips the pistol, but no, he doesn't get the last. But keep that in mind, they don't have the diffuser, and just like that, United with the final kill will be able to take out the Melusi, but won't be able to take out the other two operators who are playing on the side of Pillars as well as on the side of Train Museum, which would give Team Exterminate the win yet again on second floor reading room. Let's take a look at that in Fibernet's instant replay. What great patience coming in for the defenders, and also a great attack from Carnage as he gets one nade kill and I believe two of the important kills in which he was trying to push in from the Cocktail Lounge as we proceed to round 4. And Team Exterminate is definitely not stopping.
Absolutely. Exterminator doing well to hold on that round. Right towards the end, it was a little bit of a mad scramble. The equalized man count situation helped Aqua to sort of regain their balance with only 3 remaining attackers. And I'm not quite sure what happened with the ace right there. Unfortunately, he seemed to get stuck at the worst possible time. But it is what it is. Sometimes you just have terrible luck. Hopefully, he can bounce back from that in the following round. Speaking of the following rounds, we are now on round 4 with a 3-0 lead going in to Exterminate's book as they'll be coming back to third floor bar. They made a full runaround of Cafe Dostoevsky, and who knows, they might be able to win a couple more rounds the rate they're going. But Aqua looked almost certain to win the last round, ladies and gents, so it could still work out in their favor this time. They need to take the positives from that last round and continue to exert the amount of pressure required to force Exterminate to fold in this situation. However, will they be able to? We'll find that out right now as action phase has begun on round 4. Speaking of which, Exterminate, they've been playing fairly confident in their positioning and their play so far, and well, it's worked out for them, and that is of course yet another reason to be confident in those situations. However, you know, they don't want to get too overconfident, too sure of themselves, because in those situations you think it might work, but then it doesn't, and then, you know, the whole team sort of folds. We've seen that happen before, time and time again, in the previous league, and even in qualifiers so far, a couple of times, of course. Excuse me. But I'm pretty sure Exterminator and Aqua are both aware of that fact, as this is a single elims, and they do not want to mess up even once today, or later on if they manage to make it to the final stages tonight. Montaigne is in play. Lantern bringing in the big shield operator from the French country, as this should be very interesting to see how the side of Aqua are able to utilize Montaigne's pushing potential. Pretty much he's a live drone for the time being, blocking off doorways and rotations and whatnot. But still, he needs plenty of cover to go with him if a push with Montaigne is to be successful. That is what is going on right now. We've got TechBud, who rotated in for Carnage, who was inside of Cigar Shop just a second ago. We have Evil Eyes doing a little bit of damage. Lantern not too lit up. He's still got a 90 HP left on him, so he doesn't have to be too afraid of, you know, just pushing ahead if his team needs him to. All he's got to be careful of are the angles that are being played by the defenders, and Exterminate, they are, well, they're more than well aware of the situation at hand. Default cam is going to be broken by United. He did spot the footprints of a defender, but not too much being capitalized on that. Lantern's taking even more damage right now, but he's not dead yet. That's what really matters with the Montaigne. So long as he isn't taken off the equation, but he's so low now, he has to be careful on not exposing himself to the wrong angles as he's pushed up the dark spot all the way. Can't get through the shield, and it gets blown up for his trouble. Unfortunate. Vea went down in the meanwhile. The mute was taken down. However, United is now taking a lot of heat as the attackers have to be very careful. But it takes a few laser shots from the Evil Eye of the Maestro, and so much intel from that one Evil Eye being given away. Look at that. Beautifully done from Skullex. He knows exactly what he's doing, as Exterminator are not ready to fold. TechBud's taking even more damage. That Evil Eye is still being allowed to play around inside of Piano. Now Carnage is taking damage. Oh boy, that's a little unfortunate. There goes Sandrum as well. A grenade's thrown in as Carnage barely gets away with his life. But does he know? He does not. But there's a team kill onto MBK. That's unfortunate from the Jaeger, but he will make up for that by taking down Carnage. And there go the last two. United took down TechBud. Oh no, what is happening this round? Two team kills from both teams, and then Skullex with the disrespect. The Evil Eye to finish it off, as we see in the Act 5 instant replay, ladies and gentlemen, as Exterminate Esports will hold on yet again on third floor bar, winning round 4, giving themselves that 4-0 lead going into round 5.
Well, that was quite unexpected, as I would like to call it. Carnage, he was trying to make sure that with the nade he can be able to take out the Maestro's Evil Eye cam, but unfortunately the nade bounced off elsewhere, and still the Maestro's Evil Eye cam was still intact. I mean, with that single placement of the Evil Eye cam, he actually took out two of the important the attackers, especially Montaigne, who was trying to push in, and he didn't actually quite get to know where exactly the shots were coming in, and that's exactly what happened. Great usage of the Master's Evil Eye cams, but on the side of Aqua, they still need to tweak a little bit of their performance. The only problem was that Lantern actually did decide to take for the Montaigne. The only problem was he actually didn't know where. It would have been more better for the attackers if they tried to go for the drone work, see exactly where the defenders are. Most of the time, you'd see a team Exterminator. Second would be on the third floor cocktail launch, which gives them a lot of opportunity to do so. So yeah, with that, action phase will be in play, and Lantern is going to be playing as the Fuse, Jack. Yeah, your favorite operator.
I mean, for sure, Fuse is my favorite, don't get me wrong, but I am kind of interested to see what he's going to do with Fuse this round.
Well, I mean, it is interesting because you could be able to use the Fuse's cluster charge through the castle's armor panel. So whenever if there is an operator playing, especially on the side of Bakery, he can be able to at least push off or, just expend all of the Jaeger's ADSs, or I would like to call it as the Wamai's nade, which would force the defenders to, go back to the original site. So I mean, there is a lot of uses for the Fuse to be playing, but we're going to be seeing a Salman charge being used to, open up the garage wall, as I like to call it. No, shadows from the hallway. So I believe for Team Aqua, their main objective is to open up the freezer room to get the access. But since MBK is playing on the side of VIP section with a great amount of crossfire angles being placed, especially from Skullx playing on the side of bar, it's going to be a lot of difficulties being placed. As yeah, just I was saying, a fuses cluster charge will be used on the train museum. A second cluster charge being used that would hopefully flush out any defenders playing on that specific site. Third fuse cluster charge being used, but I believe he's just going to fake it out as a run out being coming in. I believe from the from outside the bakery, but unfortunately he's not going to find out anyone just yet. Three players having beautifully placed their crossfires established from the defenders, and MBK still holding the angle. But look at that. That is a really great angle here. Only one peek from the Goyo. But the only problem is who will take the shot first. Is it going to be Tech Bird or is it Skullx? But unfortunately, Skullx, he's going to be playing passively because for the defenders, all they need to do is just waste a good amount of time. And to be honest, they are actually doing just exactly that. For the attackers, they only have 50 seconds left as Carnage will actually get the first pick. And the C4 will no longer be in play, but that Banshee deterrent placed in a particular position, which I don't even know will prove to be more effective for the defenders. And meanwhile, when we see a melee hole being used from the castle, a third cluster charge will be in play, but sad to say, not even one will be caught from that crossfire. Proximity mine detecting the exact location, doesn't see the castle's location, and just like that, Jackal will be down from none other than this game. United out, and Skullx should be down from the Goyo shield. But here comes the heavy aggression from Tech, but as he eliminates Skullx, goes for the plant, but will be there for the cover as Carnage used another Goyo shield to fend off any attacks, but he doesn't know where exactly the castle's location is. And with all that carnage being used, in the end, Exterminate will still prove to be victorious on round 5, first floor kitchen, undefeated for the past 5 rounds. Jack, what do you want to say about that?
I mean, I'm kind of a little curious as to what is going through Aqua's comms right now. They are not having a good day whatsoever. Even if in certain situations they have been able to push Exterminate Esports back just a little bit, it hasn't been enough. Their mid-round and end round is surprisingly not living up to the standards that they need for it to live up to. And they're gonna need to pick themselves up because this is a very unfortunate situation. 0-5 down. They are not looking they're not looking to be they're not looking like in a good position. Exterminate Esports in the meanwhile 5-0 up. They are very close to winning it all right now, very quickly. And well, with the kind of roster that they have for themselves, I'm not entirely surprised per se, as this team, they look pretty solid contenders, pretty solid as contenders, excuse me, for that division spot. However, they've got more teams to play against after winning this one. If they win this one, that is, ladies and gentlemen, Aqua could pull through with a surprise comeback and give Exterminate a run for their money, especially in the post-roll swap. However, you know, being 0-5 down, they need to win at least this round to stop Exterminate from completely running away with the match. You know, give a halt, force a halt onto their momentum, and then make this match their own from that point onwards. It's going to be a very tough, very uphill battle, but they're going to have to do it if they want to have a chance of winning this match. Everything is on the line right here. If they don't win it, they'll be eliminated and forced to try again next season. That's a whole month away, and that's a long time to practice and get better. But even then, you want to make sure that right now you take all the chances you can get. And I have full faith that Aqua will be giving it their all. They probably are even now. Exterminate have just been outplaying them in most situations. The side of choice right now is, of course, second floor reading room, and we've got the Womai and Maestro holding on a cocktail bar, along with the Mute just sort of running around there, making sure that everything is set up properly. Red Stairs push coming out from Carnage right now. He's dropped the Red Stairs hatch, that is, and is just holding the flank from Red Stairs. Not going to see anybody for the time being. He's just going to hold it down, you know, just make sure no defender gets too cheeky trying to come up the red carpet hallway. as most of the attackers are slowly going to make their way into third floor. They need to dislodge these roamers first and then make their way downwards with some verticality being established. But no, C4 comes out, and that's from the mute right there, who is going to take down United. A big drop comes in as flashbangs will be used to take out the ADSs that are in this region. There we go. That's 3, that's 4 pieces of utility, and the ADSs have been burnt out. Maestro's trying to pull back right now, as concussives are going to come out from the Zofia. Not going to find anything just yet. There you go. And Skullik, he's up for potentially a big one. He's found 1. Will he find 2? No, he drops down Laundry before that can happen. Smart move right there from Maestro, knowing that with the number of attackers that were out there, 1 was sure to get him, and he doesn't want to lose his life just yet. With 1 minute and 5 remaining, Aqua are trying to use the verticality to their advantage. However, all 5 defenders are alive, while the attackers only have 3 operatives remaining, and that is Buck, Sledge, and Ash. 3 soft breach operators. The Ash, however, has used up her, he has used up her breaching rounds, leaving the Buck and the Sledge to do most of the soft breach verticality work, as they already are. Ash, in the meanwhile, is trying to fight somebody inside a fireplace. Not gonna find anyone. Oh, that would have been close. Lantern wasn't aware of anybody sitting in piano. He's now going to give chase. Sees the Jaeger, misses, unfortunately, and he's just hiding as Carnage is going to find the mute in the meanwhile. Shots are being fired. The Jaeger gets a knife in. What even happened right there? The refrag comes in as TEC and Carnage are going to find Maddie and Veo. And now Carnage is pushed into side. There's the Banshee slowing him down, but the plant is coming up from TEC. But in the meanwhile, flank is coming in from the White Stairs area. That's the Maestro coming in, doesn't see the Sledge, and gets taken out. This could be Aqua's round right here, as now the verticality will be used against them by MBK. That's 1. Carnage goes down, and it's all down to TEC, but the last one standing inside of sight in a post-plant situation. MBK probably has some sort of idea of where the last one is alive and well. Does he, though? He's going to look the wrong way. He has to peek that corner by the shelf. He does, but no, he will not win that gunfight. TEC Bud wins it out for his team. And it was all down to Carnage and TEC Bud right towards the end. The Sledge and Buck clutching it out for their team, getting the plant out and letting it all fall, as Aqua will finally take a round for themselves. As I was saying, they needed that desperately to get themselves rolling. And it is now round 7 on the roll swap, ladies and gentlemen. And 5-1 is the scoreline in favor of Exterminate Esports.
Well, 2 more rounds for Team Exterminate Esports to win against Aqua and also eliminating them out of the tournament. So it's quite interesting to see what kind of picks that Team Exterminate is going to be picking on, especially since they're the ones who are on attack. Six pick will, however, come in, as he's going to change from the Kali to the Capitao. I mean, I do kind of agree why, because of his smoke bolts as well as his incendiary bolts should prove quite viable if they try to go for the plant. And for Team Exterminate, they only need 2 more rounds here. It shouldn't be that much a problem for them. But on the side of defense, we're going to be seeing a visual being picked, and that would be Sandrum. So we might be able to see some roam presence being detected for them. Maybe a little bit of runouts from the bakery entrance or at the bakery window to get those early peaks. If they do, however, eliminate one of the important hard breaches, or I would say the Capitao, it would prove. It would give them a lot of choices for Team Aqua to pick their strategic line of defense. Quite surprisingly, we won't be able to see a Vamai being picked, which leads to Carnage with only his ADS being placed. I believe I don't have exactly any idea on where did he place it. Maybe he placed it on the piano, but it's nonetheless we're going to be seeing a melee hole being used. Not the melee hole. Particularly, I was just saying that he was prepping for the run out from the White Stairs window, especially if the attackers did hear, if the attackers went in for the rappel, that timing will be there to eliminate at least one of them. Now, Sandrum, just as I was talking about, he's going to be doing his roaming duty as one of the rappels. I wouldn't say one of the rappels. I would say the attackers will be able to rappel from the top, because that's basically what the attack will commence. Taking out 2 of the hatches, the Tronox will be there, hopefully to detect where exactly the location is going to be. And since Sandrum is playing from the red stairs, the attackers really need to be careful, because that angle that Vigil is holding on might prove to be quite efficient. But oh, that timing. the timing is what makes Sandrome fall back and eventually get those. Just going to fall back for now. Maybe in he's going to fall back from the fireplace hall indeed. So with that, it's just a number. It's just a matter of waiting game, to be honest. Here, they haven't used any flashbangs, but whoa, that is a really great kill coming in from Sandrum, and also a quite important kill. Skullex, the Capitao, the smoke bolts as well as the incendiary bolts will no longer be in play. Board, it is Board Wayo playing as a Sophia. She has a really great angle here, but she's here to just expend any utilities being thrown out from the attackers here, and he will succeed by gaining access from the piano room. And Borweo, he's going to eliminate Carnage, in which he was holding an angle right from the freezer. And TechBird, it's better to just not go for the gunfight because they've already gained access from the piano and they have good amount of angles. So they have to make sure that they play time, and that's exactly what they're going to do. That Ace using his Selma breaches to open up again from the freezer. An unnecessary push coming in from the Vigil, as this game will be there to eliminate Sandrum. That's already 2 players gone on the side of Team Aqua, and all they have to do is just hold it out. I would say just one of the Vulcan shields being expelled while the Zofia was using her nade. So not the nade, the impact grenade to eliminate one of the deployable shields, as the drone was being coming in from Exterminate Esports, detecting where exactly the operator's location is. Free Fires comes in, but United, however, did not, get a single amount of damage here just yet. And meanwhile, going to be seeing Sledge pushing in, but Boardway will be there to provide his support for his teammate, but he doesn't have enough time to even pick it up, which leads to the attackers. He's going to eliminate all of them as Boardway finally gets that final kill onto United, who was holding an angle from the cocktail lounge, will be able to secure their first round of attack on 7th round, 3rd floor bar. Let's take a look at that in Axe Fibernet's instant replay. They for Team Exterminate, they only had around around 5 to 6 seconds there, but in the end they actually did utilize it in the right manner. And with that, I believe we might be able to go for a rehost here being asked from Team Aqua. So, well, Jack, the amount of matches that I've seen, we've actually seen quite a lot of mistakes as well as some great shots being displayed from Team Exterminate, especially I believe it was I guess it was Carnage who was playing as the smoke. No, actually, Team Exterminate was the one who was on first defense. So it was, I guess it was Boardway who was playing as the mute with that excellent SMG 11 plays there. But all in all, Team Exterminate's defense was. It was almost impenetrable, but in the last dying amount of round on round 6, where they're defending on second floor reading room, they did, however, did get the plant off with the Skullex playing as the maestro. He actually did know that there were a lot of players who was trying to push in from the 3rd floor bar, and then immediately when he knew that a lot of flashbangs being thrown out, and it's going to be a matter of seconds where Zofia is going to use her concussive nade followed up with the impact to take out the deployable shield, he actually made a smart decision of repositioning himself right from behind the hatch, which was already been opened, eliminating Zofia, falling back to the side, and he was just holding angle from the hallway there. But unfortunately, with a wrong timing being shown off, where Sledge and Buck were the only operators standing on the side of Team Aqua, they did, however, recovered the round pretty well. And with that, they've managed to gain one victory on the side of attack. But on the defense, looks like they're still continuing their carnage. Team Exterminate, around 7th, 3rd floor bar, even though we actually did see quite a lot of bodies being dropped on the side of Piano. But Zofia, she just handled it out pretty well there.
Absolutely. It was definitely very well done from the side of Exterminate Esports. Even in the attack round, initially they looked a little shaky. They took their time getting into Piano and Cigar Shop. However, then the bodies started dropping and the push came in from them. Very well done to attack 3rd floor bar, ladies and gentlemen. A fantastic push coming out from Exterminate Esports. But speaking of Exterminate, their defense was absolutely amazing. Nearly like an impenetrable fortress right there. As 5 straight rounds went in their favor, and it looked like they might just take a 7-0. However, Aqua did manage to pull back for one final round. Round 6 went in their favor, and that was a very, very good round coming out from Aqua. Right towards the end, it was down to the Sledge and the Buck, but regardless, going into roll swap 5-1 or well 1-5 down is better than 0-6 down and on match point, because that is more pressure than most teams can usually handle, especially in this stage. So you want to make sure that at least you have that 1 round's worth of cushioning should you have some hiccups going into defense. Aqua did that. However, Exterminate just proved to be too much to handle on round 7. Their attack came through fantastically, and that is why they Exterminate are now on match point 6-1. We'll be going into round 8 right after the rehost, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting on all the teams to join in and make sure that everything is just right. As once again, a reminder for all of our viewers at home, the first 5 rounds went the way of Exterminate Esports on defense. Round 6 was won by Aqua right towards the end, and round 7 on attack went to Exterminate Esports once again. That was very well done from the side of Exterminate. As we've been talking about that a lot, they've been playing confidently. They've been controlling the match. They've been, even in situations where Aqua was sort of given places, parts of the map when they were attacking, mostly it was predominantly controlled by Exterminate, because they knew they had to pull back and they knew they had to give away certain areas, certain sites, because time was of the essence and they didn't need to lose bodies. That was absolutely fantastic. Excuse me, that was absolutely fantastic from Exterminate Esports, and Aqua unfortunately fell prey to a lot of the tactics that Exterminate were using time and time again. Again, round 6 was well done by Aqua to win in that particular situation, even though it was pretty much a 2 versus 4, I believe, clutch from the Sledge and the Buck. It was still a good effort from them to try and hold on to this match as a single elimination day. It's the last day of the qualifiers of Season 1. Whoever wins today, the last match, the finals of tonight, whoever those 2 contestants will be, they'll be fighting for the final divisions spot in the division stage of the first season of the league. And that's pretty big right there. You want to make sure you're in the league, in the division stages from the get-go, because getting in can be very difficult as the seasons progress, because more and more teams are going to find themselves stuck in spots. They sort of get in there and they're stuck in there, and then removing them from that league spot is very difficult. We've seen that in the previous league, and now that we are here in the Pro League, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be even harder for teams coming up for qualifiers. So you want to make sure that you're in the league stage from the get-go. Season 1 qualifiers are very important. It's the first step, and arguably the biggest step, to being and staying in this division stages, as it is actually interesting. We've had a full week of qualifiers and some amazing plays from all the teams involved. Some great aggression, some old faces returning to form. It's been great to see all of these teams, and today it all comes to an end. But, it's not even close to that yet, because, of course, it is just the first match of the first half. We've still got one more right after this, and that is R6S Esports versus Pandava. Interesting name once again. You get to see a lot of these interesting names in the qualifiers. However, R6S Esports will be coming back on stream today. They played a couple nights ago against, if I just go back on my notes really quick, Team L2K. Unfortunately for R6S Esports, that was not their best showing, even though they have some level of following in the scene. I've been looking into it as of recently, and they have a good bit of following right there, but they haven't just been able to show up per se. That's why they find themselves here nearly getting eliminated. They have to be very careful, and coming back from that match against L2K and their subsequent matches that were offline, they're here. Hopefully they can give themselves a little bit of a break. They can catch a break and maybe even find themselves in Division 3. We'll see at the end of tonight if they are able to do that, as this is going to be very interesting. This day is going to have some very interesting matches. This first one, sure, arguably has been a little one-sided so far, 6-1 in favor of Exterminate Esports, but seeing the kind of plays Exterminate has been pulling out and the roster that they have for themselves, I'm not too surprised to see them leading the charge as of now. However, going into the next stage of this final qualifiers day, they're going to be faced with even more competition, even harder teams to try and get rid of, if they want to secure their spot in the division stages. Wouldn't you say, Baba?
I mean, absolutely do, Jack. The amount of teams that have been registered, only 30 teams who get to be in their respective division. Now, we have absolutely zero idea on which particular team is going to be on particular division. We'll actually get to see it right after the qualifier stages comes to an end. Now, we do still know that against Team Aqua and Exterminate, either one of them will be in the division while the other will be eliminated out of the tournament, and they just have to wait for the next month, or I would say the next season, to hopefully register, and they would do the same phase yet again, hopefully to get in the division 3 phase. But all in all, let's just get back into the match of Team Aqua and Exterminate Esports. Map Cafe Dostoevsky, Exterminate winning their defense 5 defense rounds in a row, where Team Aqua did, however, win only one attack. Now we actually did see Lantern picking quite a few operators, which was not coordinated with the operators. Now we actually did see a Montaigne being played on round 3 when they're defend. Actually, it was on round 4 when when Team Exterminator Esports were defending on third floor bar. He just immediately went for the push in. He was giving a great amount of utilities for their teams. The only problem was that he didn't know exactly what kind of utilities were being placed, and also they didn't have the exact control of piano room. It would have been worked out if there was an Ash or a Zofia rappelling in from the windows of piano room, just tagging where exactly the maestro's evil eye cam was, and use either a breaching charge or an impact to eliminate the important evil eye cam. So it didn't actually quite work out well. And then at the next round, we actually did see Lantern picking Fuse again. And also, quite importantly, I wouldn't say Fuse was not a bad operator to begin with. I mean, he's a great operator. He has a total of 4 cluster charges in which he can be able to throw a total of, I believe, four small grenades in which he can be able
Five.
to, yeah, 5. I do have to apologize because I don't
Mm.
play Fuse much more often here, Jack. You're the one who
I
actually
mean,
plays a lot of Fuse. So yeah.
yeah. I just like the Russian operators in the game. I mean, that's no secret. I make no secret of that. I just love the Russian operators in Siege.
Mhm. I mean, yeah, as I was talking about it, yes, it would have been quite better if Fuse used his clutches charges near the armor castle armor panels to hopefully to push out any attackers who are playing on the side of Bakery. But the only problem is the way how Team Exterminate Esports were holding at their particular angles. You actually did see the castle playing on the side of bar, and then you had the Wamai playing on the VIP lounge. Right behind, there was a castle panel being placed just to make sure that if there's any operator pushing in from the brown stairs, the Vomai shouldn't be able to worry about 2 angles. So he could only be worried about one particular angle. Then that was at the freezer, in which they made a crouch rotation. So for the attackers, they absolutely had zero idea. The only thing that they did was get the control on Train Museum as well as the Fireplace Hall, and use the cluster charges, in which it was he thought. Lantern thought it would be a blind luck where he might get 1 or 2 kills for free, but unfortunately he didn't. Since this is a tournament and we might be able to find out quite a lot of pro players in it, so it would have been quite better if he used it to deny any utilities on the side of Bakery. But that's just my opinion on how about it. But yeah, the attack coordination on Aqua could have been way much more better, but Team Exterminate Esports, they did not give any not even a single mistakes been shown on the side of Team Exterminate Esports.
Absolutely. Exterminate have made very few mistakes today. Even though some of their mistakes did go unpunished, that just goes down to Aqua, unfortunately, not realizing, when and how to punish them. They were pushed already into a corner, and they had to try and salvage kind of a sinking ship, shall we say. Nothing. I hope I'm not being too harsh on them because I do want to see Aqua back. Even if they do lose this one, I want to see them back in season 2 qualifiers to try and give themselves a better chance, coming back and being an even better team than they were today, as this should be. Excuse me, right there. As yeah, just overall, it's been a great match and it's been a great qualifier set. But right now, we're still just waiting, sort of, for excuse me, right there, for Exterminate Esports to bring in their remaining 2 players. Looks like there might need to be some sort of sub in, sub out. That's of course going to be left up to the admins to decide because we're just casters here, ladies and gentlemen. We don't even have that info yet. If that happens, of course, as yeah, we're still just sort of waiting, trying to think up more things to say to keep all of our viewers entertained. It is just how it goes. We all know the drill here. As yeah, this has been a great match, and one thing I'd like to definitely say is Exterminator Esports. They've been confident in the way they've been playing, and confidence. Well, fortune favors the brave, shall we say? But to be that brave, you need to be confident first and foremost. And Exterminator have not shied away from taking those gunfights when and where needed, especially even in situations, where, say, there was a push coming in and a defender had to pull back. They didn't. They didn't pull back. They stood their ground valiantly, and then took on the fight as well as they could, and they did well. That sort of confidence really shook Aqua right towards the end, not the end, the early bit, and they sort of took their time to recover. Aqua, in the meanwhile, they've tried to be as confident, shall we say, as Exterminate has been so far. However, it just hasn't quite worked out for them in this match just yet. Again, like I said, they have punished some of Exterminate's mistakes, but not all of them, as they themselves have made a slew of mistakes in this match. Hopefully, they can come back later to this VOD and review where they went wrong and fix those issues. It looks like all the players are in the lobby for the time being, and all we're waiting for is a ready confirmation from them. And we'll be right back with this match, ladies and gents. There we go. Exterminator has confirmed ready. Aqua has confirmed ready. And we are about to come back live into this match. There we go. Cafe Dostoevsky 6-1 in favor of Exterminate Esports. We are back live with the match, ladies and gentlemen. And it is going to be a fantastic match, even if it is only for one round or two or three. We don't know quite yet, but the match is live, and Baba, the mic is yours.
Well, thank you so much, Jack. 6-1 is the scoreline. Team Exterminate Esports are 1 point away from winning this matchup against Team Aqua. Round 8, and the site is going to be on third floor bar yet again, because we actually did see on round 7 where Team Aqua were defending on third floor bar. But in the mere 5 seconds, the Zofia was there, who was, I believe that was Boardway, who was playing as a Zofia in the previous round, did get the final kill, giving them the win on the first side of attack. 6-pick again for on the side of Team Exterminated Esports, as Skull exchanges from the Kali to the Capitao. Now, since on the third floor bar, I do actually have to address something here, that Team Aqua, they did held that defense quite pretty well there. I mean, we actually did see some great crossfire angles being placed, especially the Jaeger, who was playing on the Shaiko spot. They did not, however, reinforce the walls on the side of the piano room, in which he actually tried to go for the pre-fire, but Boardway was there to immediately counter it back by pre-firing it again, and gets that final kill against the Jaeger. Now, keep that in mind. For Team Aqua, they have to win a total of 5 defense rounds in a row. Now, it is quite difficult, since winning 5 defense rounds in a row, it is very difficult. Now, there might be some particular sites where the attackers might have a higher chances on winning those specific sites. That would be on second floor reading room, or that would be on first floor kitchen. Now, third floor, but there may be higher chances where Team Aqua might win it out here. As we progress through the action phase, we're going to be seeing 2 of the utilities being placed. One would be the Banshee Whales, and the second would be the ADS. There's 2 of the Legion Goo Mines, one from the White Stairs, as well as the other which would connect from the reading room. Carnage, he's just going to be chilling on the side of reading room, especially if there is an operator trying to jump in from the hatch of cigar room and be able to eliminate them. But Boardway, he's going to eliminate Carnage instead, who was on the reading room, or he was on the pillars trying to contest one of the players on the hatch, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to find one. MBK with the IQ, he'll be able to detect any utilities from the defenders, and they're actually going to go exactly what kind of coordination that they're going to go on to. The Evil Eye Cams detecting one of the drones. He's going to take out the intel from the attack, but for what cost? You still have the Zofia. All she has to do is push in, use 2 of the concussive nades just to make sure that if there isn't any ADSs being placed, and then followed up with the impact nade. Now, this game playing as the sledge. He's just going to be holding an angle from the red stage, knowing for the fact that they don't have any claymores being placed. One of the claymores, I believe, it was being placed on the windows of the red stage to deny any runouts coming in, where Zofia was currently repelling in, and now she's inside the piano room. But look at that, Board Wayo yet again getting an important kill, as Kalex will also do the same, eliminating United, which leads to only Tech Bird and Sandrome in a very difficult clutchable situation here, as Ace uses his Selma breaches to open up the walls on the side of Freezer. Now, since they had the entirety control of the piano as well as the cigar, all they have to do is throw smokes, go for the push in, and it should be well good enough there. We still have a total of 4 impact needs, and as Melusi is not going to be able to use, any C4s, but a little bit of that, but Sandrome will be able to eliminate Maddie instantly. Now the aggressive pushing comes in from the Zofia, but instantly gets denied from the Legion. But look at that, the heavy aggression from the Melusi as he claims the life of another one, but it's not going to work out that much as Tech, but he'll be the only guy remaining. So he's just going to fall back for now, hopefully. Since the diffuser is down, Board where he's going to pick up the diffuser yet again. It shouldn't be that much of a problem, as she's going to be going for the default plant. Maybe on the side of Cocktail Lounge, yes, it will be the same plant. It won't be on the default plant, but he has the great amount of intel. All he has to do is go for the pre-fire, but it is at the wrong angle here, and he doesn't have any impact nades, and just like that, MBK is just going to bolt in right from the Cocktail Lounge. He's going to drop down, eliminate the final kill, as Team Exterminate Esports will claim their win against Team Aqua on map Cafe Dostoyevsky. Well played from Team Exterminate Esports, eliminating quite a lot of operators there. But I do have to give a lot of appreciation to Sandrome, who was playing as the Melusi, being also very aggressive. Did eliminate the guy from the piano, as well as one of the diffusers on the side of the cigar. But in the end, they could not handle a lot of players, which gives Aqua being eliminated from the tournament.
Absolutely. Unfortunate for Aqua, it just was not their day, ladies and gentlemen. It was the first match of the first half in the final phase of qualifiers for Season 1 has just concluded, and Exterminate Esports will be one step closer to being in the division stages for the first season. We'll have the tables up live at the end of the night, ladies and gentlemen, once our finalists have duked it out later on tonight. We've still got two more matches to go before the final. So 3 more matches for the entire day. And the next match that we will have after this one is Raxi Esports versus Pandava. But before we get to that, there's a little bit more to talk about the highlights in the game, highlights that we had in the game today. And just overall, a fantastic game coming out from Exterminate Esports as they take Cafe Dostoyevsky 7-1. A fantastic game coming out from them. We talked about their defense quite a bit because it was the highlight of their match today, seeing as they were able to go 5-1 up on the round 7 roll swap turn. And Aqua, sure, it wasn't quite their day to begin with, but they did try, and they did try their best. They did what they could, but Exterminate Esports, with the kind of roster that they boast of, weren't about to be too shaken up by the challenges presented by this team. Aqua, very unfortunate, but hopefully we will see you in the next season qualifiers, and hopefully you guys will have seen this VOD and the other VODs wherever you've played improved drastically and come back even stronger. And after all, mistakes and defeats inform improvements. That is, I believe, how the saying goes. I may have just completely butchered that, so don't mind me, ladies and gentlemen. But we will be going into relive the moment right here, reliving the highlights of this match that we had. Baba, kindly take us over them.
Yeah, well, Jack, we actually did. I actually did quite talked a lot about before the rehost times on how well their defensive strategy was, especially Team Exterminate. I believe Carnage, who was playing as a sledge on the side of first round of attack. We actually did see some important frag outs, eliminating 2 of the rumors on the side of Team Extremist, but Exterminate. I do have to apologize for that. Team Exterminate were also very dominant, even though on the starting and the mid round matches, we actually did see quite a lot of heavy aggression coming in from the side of attackers, eliminating the important operators. But somehow, out of nowhere in the mid round of matches, we actually did see some out of nowhere plays, especially the Mute with SMG 11, getting 4 kills in total out of nowhere. And also, we actually get to see, witness those. Quite important, the last kill in which it kind of dazzled me out there. But most of the time, 5 rounds on defense on the favor of Team Exterminate. And then out of nowhere, we actually did see Aqua, who was in a 2v4 situation there. And out of nowhere, we actually did see Buck planting. Like, he would have just went for the plant on the default side of reading room, but he decides to plant it elsewhere, knowing the fact that Wamai, who was the only operator remaining, he would actually go and take the controls of the cocktail lounge, in which he actually can get access to, in which he actually did, eliminating the sledge. But he did not exactly know where exactly the Buck's location was, and Buck getting getting the advantage, getting that great surprise attack, is going to eliminate them, giving the Aqua the win that they need on their first attack. And then afterwards, we actually didn't see much on defense, because most of the time, Team Exterminate, they always eliminates the important fraggers aggressively. Although we actually didn't see any runouts or push-ins being coming in from the defenders, because Valkyrie is banned. Because without the intel on where exactly the attackers are, and also the default camps being taken out, it is very difficult for the defenders to just instantly, by luck, go for the run out. Or you could actually go for a run out if you actually did hear the sound cues of the attackers repelling. But other than that, they don't have any clearance of whether they've placed a claymore, or whether they've baited out a trap to eliminate all of those. But in the end, Team Exterminate, without the help of Valkyrie, to be honest, they did anchor the side pretty well, holding their coordinations were on the top, by far the greatest I've ever seen. One holding, like we actually did see on Team Extremis when they were defending on third floor bar, one defending on freezer, cocktail lounge, and also the Shaiko spot. Very great use of the angles being placed, and also a great tradings. If the attackers did, however, eliminate one of them, the instant trade would eventually come in. And yeah, it was a great matchup being displayed from them.
Absolutely. It was a fantastic match coming out from the side of Exterminate Esports and Aqua. However, just again, unfortunately for Aqua, it was not their day to be, as Exterminate have won 7-1 on Cafe Dostoevsky. And we will actually be coming back with the next match just in a minute, so to speak. We're not actually going to be going into the BRB screens, because the lobby is pretty much up between Raxi Esports and Pandavas. Raxi Esports are defending, Pandavas are attacking, and the map is actually Oregon. It's been a couple of days since we've seen Oregon per se, and I do have to say, in the beginning of when we got the streams started for the league, I mentioned that New Oregon is slowly becoming it's slowly taking a hold in South Asia, right? People are starting to play this map more and more in competitive as they sort of figure it out as much as they can. And similar to NA and EU, Oregon will find favor here as well. It's just a good map, even though it is fairly defender-sided, not as one-sided as Theme Park, if I may add myself. But it is fairly defender-sided to almost a clubhouse level, which isn't too bad per se. It makes for some good matches, especially since it is fairly new to the competitive scene. But, we'll find out how Pandavas and Raxi Esports play on this map here today. Oregon, it's going to be a fantastic game between these two teams, ladies and gents, because, like I said, the lobby is here. It's been set up. Both teams are here. We're just waiting on the ready confirmation to come in from them. And we'll be right live with this match. And what a match it will be indeed between both of these teams. Wouldn't you agree, Baba?
I mean, I'm really excited to see what's going to go down. You do have a team named Pandavas going up against Raxi Esports, and I just noticed their usernames. That is going to be an
Yep.
epic battle. That's definitely going to be an epic battle there. But we're just waiting for one single guy on the side of Team Pandavas here. Hopefully, they would eventually come back up. The map, however, is going to be on Oregon, quite interestingly. And just like we've talked about it, the newest edition, Oregon and Theme Park, before map border and bank was you know shifted out, it was we actually did see quite a lot of I would say drastic increase of these specific maps. Most of the players would actually play either on map Coastline or Cafe Dostoevsky, but Oregon, it has its own advantages and disadvantages here. We have particular sites on Oregon, like the basement basement, as well as the second floor kids dorm, in which it proves to be a lot of long range fights, as I would like to call it, because most of the fights you do see is most particularly that. But yeah, I'm actually out of words here, Jack. So yeah, I am out of words here. So I mean, just by looking at the username Team Pandavas here. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen between those teams.
Definitely. We're just waiting on the ready confirmations, just like we said from both teams. And just like Baba said, and as our viewers will find out in a quick moment, these usernames coming out from Pandavas, they're definitely. It definitely shows their dedication to the name, shall we say. And actually, we've just got confirmation from Foxy. He wants to cast in this match as well. So this is going to be very interesting for all of our viewers at home who have been waiting to hear Foxy's voice live. And we will hear him live right now, in fact, as Oregon is going to be live, ladies and gentlemen. The match has begun, and Pandavas will be taking on R6S Esports' defense on the map of New Oregon. We're in the ban phase. Foxy, take it away.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Blackjack. It's good to be back, first things first. And I cannot wait to cast this match just in specific because of the teams. Honestly, it's the teams that has got me interested. Pandavas, an interesting name. More interestingly, they've kept true to the theme. They've got really amazing IGNs as well. I cannot wait to introduce the roster to you guys. But meanwhile, R6S Esports, quite the commotion. They've been making a lot of noise in and around what they've been doing. Yesterday as well, the day before yesterday as well, they happened to be on stream. Just amazing as how they happen to be just not enough to crack that spot in phase 2 of the qualifiers, and that's why they're here in the phase 3. Hopefully they'll be able to make this, but mind you people, this is a single elimination. That means you happen to lose a match, you are going home. So that being said, let's see what these teams hold for us into this match. The first bans will be coming up from both the sides. Thatcher and Montaigne will be taken off the board. Quite interestingly, so I wouldn't really say these are surprise bans at this point. We've seen them go down quite a bit. And there you go, Clash as well, very standard. We might as well be getting to see something in the lines of an Intel operator for the last ban, happen to be on the side of defense. It's Oregon. You might see a Mira ban come out. It's just a speculation, but hey, then again, it's been just like Blackjack happens to say so much. Oregon has been the second most, a little more favored. Oh, all right, Intel ban indeed. Maestro is gonna get banned. Quite interestingly, so let's see what we've got up for ourselves going ahead into the match, as that'll be making sure that is the end of the ban phase, and very standard bans, nothing new here. Let's see what we've got for ourselves going ahead into this match. Taking a quick look at the roster here, we've got Bhima, Yudhishthir, Sahadev, Nakula, Arjuna, while on the side of Pandavas, very, very self-explanatory, I think, at this point, for anybody who follows up with the myth. And sadly, we've had, oh boy, that's not sad, that's more than just sad. We've had the entirety of the team of Pandavas disconnect. Looks like they want to leave the Kurukshetra, and that's why we'll be coming back into a quick rehost for this one. And let's see if we can get them back quickly as possible or not.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, that disconnect is it's a little unfortunate. There's some information in the lobby seems to have been mixed up as well, but that's going to be fixed in just a quick moment, as we'll be rehosting right before the match begins. I know there's going to be memes about this one out there in the internet. I'll be looking forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, fantastic start, isn't it? Sometimes you just have to unwind and just let those few words slip, shall we say. We'll be right back with the match at hand. We've been talking about this one quite a bit. I'm pretty sure all of our viewers in chat are also going to be pretty interested to see what happens in this match as well. Seeing as we've gone into the rehost and Raxi Esports, they have a little bit of a history. Not one that I'm about to get into, that is, because that I'll leave up to the chat to decipher what I mean. And Pandavas, in the meanwhile, actually, interestingly enough, this is, I believe, their first time on stream, per se. And their first time on stream is their first match. And their first match in the finals day of qualifiers, a very big day indeed for them. Hopefully, they can give us a fantastic match coming out for in their favor, so to speak. But Raxi Esports, it's gonna be a little tough to dislodge them because they'll be fighting tooth and nail for this matchup as well. Excuse me, right there. And they will not be. They'll be looking to not give up in the slide. There's no quarter given to Pandavas, and Pandavas will have to do the exact same for Raxi Esports. As yeah, the defender attacker setup will be very interesting to see, especially seeing as the bans were done and no Mira has been banned. Shall we say? Excuse me, right there. As yeah, no Mira ban on Oregon. That's very interesting. No Wamai ban, no Mira ban. The standard stuff from Oregon isn't actually there, even though, Clash ban kind of is fairly standard, so to speak. Not a lot of people like to go up against Clash, shall we say. Shall we say? I completely messed that one up. Sentence structure is not my forte today, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, clash bans are fairly standard when it comes to competitive R6. Not a lot of people like to play against that operator. Maestro, on the other hand, not banned a lot, so to speak. We get to see Maestro being played quite a bit. His Alda is very powerful. His Evil Eyes, we just get to see in the last match, but exactly the extent of how much damage they can do. But when it comes to Oregon, you're probably better off banning at least Mira or Wamai. I'm not even saying both, one or the other. Wamai mostly for that blue bunker hold, but just in general, he's a very versatile operator with his magnets, while Mira is more of a universal operator when it comes to Oregon. She used to be, and she still is, even in the reworked version. And she's just a very powerful operator. Those one-sided, one-way black mirrors are absolutely, excuse me, right there, is absolutely going to be, very powerful. I keep losing my train of thought. But anyway, hopefully we can get back into the lobby nice and quickly. I'm still kind of surprised what happened right there. But we are back as it goes, and almost back as it goes. And we're just waiting on Pandavas to join back into the lobby. I'm not even sure if the bans are going to carry through. I believe they are. So that is once again going to go back to that discussion that I was having with Baba and, of course, with all of our viewers at home. No Amai and no Mira ban. That's going to be very interesting to see how the attacking team, who is Raxi Esports, excuse us right there, is going to try and play against that setup. Because with maybe not Mira, maybe, Pandavas won't be playing Mira from the get-go, but you can be very sure that they'll be playing Wamai every single chance they get. So who knows? We'll probably get to see some interesting strategies revolving around those two operators. And there we go. All the players are finally back in the lobby, and we're almost live with the match, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes question mark, as we're just confirming with them about the bans and everything else that goes with that. As that little bit of the match that we got to see was very interesting to say the least, and. Yeah, almost back with the match again, as I like to say so many times, running out of things to say, and that's a thing to say. So, okay, yeah, I just fried my brain with that, as it goes. Yeah, just having some fun, ladies and gentlemen. It's no big deal right here. Wouldn't you agree, Baba?
And I actually do want to agree about that, Jack, because we're just waiting for a minute of moment where all the teams are here. Just have some, we just need to figure out what bands that these guys have been picked onto. I believe that was Thatcher, Montaigne Clash, and Maestro. Now you actually did talked about how less Maestro was being banned on the specific map on Oregon, which leads to Mira still being played on this specific match. Which leads to Mira being played on this specific map. So yeah, it is. You know, It is very difficult to even predict on what's going to happen on this specific matchup, Jack, because I we actually did see Raxi Esports on the previous matchup where the most frag that we would see was from Hot Fudge Sauce, but let's hope so. Yeah, I believe we're not going to go with the same ban phase yet, so we're just going to refresh it back
Yeah.
again. Here we go, Raxi Esports versus Team Pandava. So I'll just leave the mic back to Jack and Foxy. To you.
Thank you for that, Baba. We are, in fact, back at the ban phase in just a quick moment, of course, as we're just making sure everything is everything is nice and settled between both teams. Everything's correct. We are doing a fresh ban phase, and we're going to be commentating about that before you guys get to see it, of course. Hopefully not for too long, but there we go. The Thatcher is banned again. No surprises right there, as we get to see Thatcher bans when it comes to Oregon a lot. Wouldn't you agree, everybody? And just a standard ban of everyone's preference. Thatcher is off the board yet again. As the second ban is going to come out, this one's going to be from Raxi Esports on the attack, and they're going to get the second attacker ban, and that's going to be a Ying. Okay, that is very, very interesting right there. Ying doesn't really see much play when it comes to the meta, but she is going to be banned today. It's very interesting right there because that the old meta that the attackers used to have of pushing with smokes and flashbangs, that's no longer a thing because those things are primarily used to burn out ADSs. But there goes the Kaid. All right, that's another very interesting ban from the side of Raxi. Two very interesting bans coming out from them, Ying and Kaid. Kaid I can sort of get, hatches and electrified walls. Those are a bit of a nuisance to go up against, especially when you're running an ace and the Thatcher's banned. So that's fine. I'm just very curious about the Ying ban, and the final ban of the map on Pandava's plate is going to be the Clash once again. So still no Mira and Wamai bans. Clash is the one to be taken down in the ban phase, and those are your bans for the match, ladies and gentlemen. Thatcher, Ying, Kaid, and Clash are off the board on the map, and New Oregon is underway. Let's have a second look once again at the rosters that we have here in the lobby for ourselves. From the side of Raxi Esports, we've got Superman, Easy Kill, L, Hotfoot Sauce, and Shaiko. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And from the side of Pandavas, we've got Bhima, Arjuna, Sadeva, Yudhishthir, and Nakula. Second floor kids dorms is going to be the site of choice from the side of the defense, and the Pandavas are ready to get this underway, as is, I'm sure, Foxy at the other side of this caster's booth. Foxy, how do you do?
Well, a little embarrassed for sure, but hey, it's Siege, and I'm always up for a match, and I'm always interested to cast one. Speaking of which, this one in hand, we've got ourselves a nice roster. More importantly, a nice set of ops that I'm getting to see here from both the sides of these teams. We've got Bhima, Arjuna, both of them running the Jaeger and the Melusi. Sadeva will be on the Bandit, the Mute, and in fact, we're getting to see the SAS and the GSG9 brothers being employed, except for a little change up there. That is going to be the Melusi. And at this point, if Melusi is unbanned, I get it why the players want to bring her out. Very huge utility that she happens to offer. Happens to slow down the attacker so much more. You always want that kind of advantage on for yourselves on your side. Going ahead into this match, let's see what we've got for ourselves. Easy Kill already making his way up. As the Zofia is just going to be making sure that no spawn peaks are coming in from anybody, and I cannot blame him. I mean, you've got to make sure you check every single angle. It's Oregon, and hey, Baba must know out of all the people, ADS does not get destroyed. We'll be going ahead, Chaiko Lolo, that is just making sure that all of the T3 is clear. In fact, all right, standard stuff we're getting to see from Raxi Esports. I'm actually impressed the way they're trying to set up the momentum here. Look at that, the Melusi already picking up a fight. Arjuna, he'll be going for that peak any movement now. The window will get exposed to him. Let's see if he's still able to convert something useful on that or not. No aggression, no early aggression from the side of the defense, but we still do have somebody else playing downstairs. That's going to be the Bandit. He could be the changing factor. Quick look if he has the C4. Yes, he does. And that means he could go for the denial as well if he wants to. But right now, he's just going to go with the aggression on the MP7. Still not able to find it. Very patient. There's IQ waiting for him right around the corner. No, he moves out right at time. And that is so unfortunate. Sadeva is going to give away his position. He has got to fall back. There's really nothing else that he can do. except for win the gunfight. Yep, let's see if he'll be able to do that or not. The push-up will be in. He knows that somebody else is in garage, but he's got to go for this quick rotate. The LMG making so much more noise from the IQ. And already Arjuna picking up a kill. This is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning. The Melusi being very ecstatic, going for multiple peaks. Might as well pick something off, and that is the first pick that will go in the favor of Raxi Esports. Let's see going ahead what we'll be getting to see as I quickly give the mic away to Blackjack.
Absolutely, Foxy. 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining on the timer for the side of Raxi Esports. They've lost a big one as well. The aces of the board, he did manage to get the breach done, but only a little bit of headway has been made ever since. And unfortunately for them, Pandavas are not about to give any quarter. Nakula's going to find one more. There goes the Bandit, however. He was trying to rotate through Classroom. That's the first defender to go down. But Nakula, in the meanwhile, with the FMG, has found 2 in that little bit of time that has passed. Moose Jammers are stopping the drones from going in. There goes another one from the FMG of the smoke. As it's all down to 1. L finds one and stops the reign of terror that the smoke was imposing over all of the attackers. But it is now a 1v3 for the Nomad. Last one standing, breaking barbed wire is heard out. The Melusi comes in. Aggression from the Pandavas is going to stop the side of Raxi Esports dead in their tracks in this first round. As second floor dorms is going to go to the side of the Pandavas. Let's have a look at that in the instant replay right there. It was a good attempt by the Nomad. Caught one rotating through Attic. Unfortunately, that was only one out of the entirety of the defensive roster of the Pandavas, and the Melusi, taking full advantage of the fact that the Nomad had to be distracted with barbed wires and ADSs, pushed in, peaked aggressively, and got the kill. Round 1 goes to them, and round 2 will come in on Basement Laundry and Supply Room from the side of the defense. We've got the Montaigne coming out from Superman right here. He's got the diffuser as well as a couple of 6-picks come in. There's the meter I was talking about. Arjuna bringing in that operator, and the Hibana being 6-picked in from the side of the attack from Shaiko Lolo. I'm just gonna give up right there. that one is beyond me, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of names that I've tried to struggle through, but that one is just completely beyond me.
Personally, Blackjack, I like to call it Shaiko Lolo because it just happens to add a little pinch of humor in it. I enjoy saying Lolo. It's just funny. True. And hey, if you're not Shaiko, you might as well be Shaiko Lolo.
Absolutely. Well said, Foxy. Well said. I do agree with that, but I'm still gonna butcher that name on every other occasion because that's just how it goes with me. Anyone who's heard my casting knows for a fact that if there's a name I'm unfamiliar with, I'm gonna probably butcher that in my first couple of attempts. So do forgive me for that, everybody, but we're gonna move on with the action phase right here. As Raxi Esports, I'm interested to see how they employ the Montaigne in this situation. Superman is bringing in the French Mountain from the GIGN, and he's got the diffuser along with, so potentially a blue bunker push or even a push down white. However, right now, there's yellow pings coming out on towards the position of one of the roamers for the side of the defense. That is potentially the smoke sitting inside of a kitchen right now, and he's being double-sided, and there he goes. That's the kill confirmed. Nakula goes down, and that's Hotfoot Sauce, the ace, taking that first kill. Brilliant droning from the side of Raxi Esports. Well done to find that early roam kill, and that's going to push Pandavas back a little bit, but given the early nature of the kill, they could potentially have enough time to regroup and just sort of gather their wits and come back from that 4 vs 5 situation. Especially if a refrag comes in any second now. There is a good chance of it, but no, the Sophia pushing down the excuse me right there. Pushing down the backstage stairs. Is just gonna pull back up, but no, the hatch is open, and it didn't seem like Sadeva was aware of that. That's unfortunate, as Easy Kill will take that very, very nicely for his team. Pandavas are now in a bit of a pinch. 3 vs 5 on a Basement Laundry. Their hold on Blue Bunker hasn't even been challenged because that's not where Raxi is coming from. They're coming in from White, and the callouts have been made. The repositioning has to be made any second now. The Montaigne is staring down, standing menacingly on the white entry door with a Jackal behind him. L, he's trying to push up, but no, he needs to stay behind the Montaigne, who is just, interestingly enough, gonna give away the diffuser to L, the Jackal, and meanwhile, Selma breaches are gonna go off on the soft wall of Freezer. And it's going to make a little bit of an entryway for Raxi Esports to get in through you this year. He's got a good position right now, playing right below the backstage stairs. But a Jaeger sitting alone, I'm not sure how much he can accomplish unless it's like a bizarrely huge amount. But no, he's going to go down instead. Tried to peek the Zofia. Unfortunate. He's going to go down, leaving his team at 2 versus 5 with 40 seconds remaining. Make that a 1v5. It's all down to the Mira. Behind her Mira, and she's going to go down to Shaiko Lolo as Arjuna will be the one to fall finally. Again, I apologize for that, as the Hibana takes the last kill of the round, giving Raxi Esports a brilliant round 2 on a Basement Laundry. The score now being 1-1 as we see in the Act Fibernet instant replay.
Quite the round coming in for Raxi Esports. It definitely a blow that they needed. Happening to be on attack, I feel like it is Pandavas that have the initial advantage, just the way Oregon happens to be. And with the bans as well, I do have to agree for a fact that yes, the defense does look a little more favored, but it's been Raxi Esports trying to step up to what Pandavas has been performing. And hey, a good run for them. Let's see what we've got for ourselves on round 3. The Capcan pick will be coming in from the side of the defense. That is not something I was expecting to see today, but hey, Sadeva has brought him out, and let's just make sure that helps them, because the site is going to be kitchen and meeting, quite interestingly. So no, it's going to be kitchen and dining, excuse me, not meeting. You got the Mira to help you with, so I get it why you want to choose the site. But hey, this is very risky. You still have the basement side unlocked. You could go for that, but what if the Pandavas are just trying to throw off Raxi Esports just a little bit? They want to make sure they have that element of surprise. They want to make sure that they walk into this with whatever they've prepared, and let's see if they have or not going ahead into this match. Round 3, we've got Nakula once again. He's running the FMG quite surprisingly, so, and he's sporting it really well as well. I've got to give it to the man. Not everybody can do a great job with FMG. The only other commendable FMG player I've seen is EX7. The man just happens to frag out even with the smoke. So hey, looks like Nakula is going to be the one. He's going to be in my sights for a while. Let's see how he plays for this match. Already the early aggression. Being a plan denial operator, you are coming out with a spawn peak. That is huge. It's like Nakula almost really does not care about the consequences of what could happen if he happens to lose his life over there. But hey, that's just my standard teammates in every ranked match. Just kidding, guys. Going ahead, let's see what we got for ourselves. The Wamai throwing back a few frisbees is just making sure all those projectiles are accounted for, or at least stopped. But once again, the Montaigne push, I think, is something that the defense is not able to fight back against. Superman will be making sure that he makes that push happen right about now. Yabana already making her way up top. That is going to be on the small tower, as we used to like to call it on the old Oregon. Man, memories. Anyways, yeah, not getting a whole lot of nostalgic here. Arjuna still staying strong. The Moai is going to be the first point of contention, and look at that, the breaches have already happened. That means a long angle that the man has got to worry about. There's not much space that he can work with, but at least he's got his Wamai charges to make sure they catch off all these projectiles, and the shield stays alive. That is going to be the priority. The shield goes out with any projectile whatsoever, and he'll not have any cover left. Sadeva awfully close to this door. He's waiting for a peek, but there's a soft hole right next to him as well. A very saturated attack, as I speak about an easy kill, will make his way solo, in fact, on towards the hallway, and he's going to be met with the aggression from Bhima. He's going to shut him down. There goes another kill. Nakula, the smoke I was talking about, he's going to pick up that kill as well. A long angle, in fact, once again on the small tower. Superman, the man on the mountain, he's got the shield to his face. That means he cannot really be hurt with these. And as I speak about it, the gas canister comes out. He's going to have to fall back, unshield, and just rotate a little bit and reconsider what he's trying to do. Shaikololo on the top of the hatch. He'll be making his push any moment. Now, I'm not sure why Raxi Esports has got such a overly spread out attack this time around. They're not exactly committing to this. Oh, a nice wall bang. Looks like the drone is what is giving away the information, but A pre-fire is coming in from the side as well. He's trying to get them, trying to get that lucky wall bang, both of them. Just not able to get it. Not yet. Shaikololo might be met with a Legion once again. The Legion mine is stuck to his shit. He's got to remove it, but meanwhile, L is going to find a kill onto Sahadeva. That's going to be a Capcan who is getting a little too aggressive. The Legion mine is still not removed. This could be the kill for him, and yes, it will be. The double kill comes in from the Legion. Really well done. The hallway control is now given back to the defenders. Now it all comes down to Superman and my man Nomad. Nomad is going to get that kill onto Womai. 2 versus 3. Still very doable. Only 10 seconds left. They've got to stick this plan or they've got to get those kills. The plant will be going down. The Mira gets dropped. L on the triple kill. He won't be able to find the fourth. There's the Legion once again on his own triple kill. Will he able to find Superman and make this a quad? And the clutch for the Mountain is on because it's a post-plant situation against 2 defenders. This is very difficult. The man does not even have a hard wall. There's no way he survives this, and that's it. That'll be Nakula with the kill and the 4K. My man on the smoke I was talking about. Very aggressive, very well done. And what a round coming in from Pandavas to start things off on their second winning defensive round.
A fantastic defensive round coming out from the side of the Pandavas on first floor dining and kitchen. As we have a look at that right towards the end on the Act Fibernet instant replay, the Nomad did a fantastic job trying to hold it down for his team. Unfortunately, was not able to, and that fall left the Monty all alone in the post plant. And just like Foxy said, no hard wall, no corner to fall back to. And the Montaigne was not able to live out the danger that faced him right towards the end. Right now we're on round 4. 2-1 is the scoreline in favor of the Pandavas. They actually have taken the lead, the early game lead, mind you, as the Capcan will be brought in once again by Sahadeva, and Superman is going to go out of the Montaigne into the Ace, 6 picking in the Hard Breacher, one of the newest Hard Breachers in Rainbow Six. Right now, standard stuff that we're probably going to see from the side of the Pandavas. Nothing too particularly special. Interestingly enough, not playing the Womai on the second floor. Not particularly required as it goes. You know, Womai, he's very useful on a basement church and on, not church, excuse me, that's a completely different map. Basement laundry is where Womai sees most of his play when it comes to Oregon. And then, of course, the other sides of first floor kitchen meeting or kitchen dining. But second floor, you can mostly get away without having to employ a Womai. That is what everybody knows, and that's what we're seeing right now. So the Capcan is going to see some play for the time being. Alright, some rotations just being made by the Mute, making sure that his team has absolutely no issues rotating around the site, in and out of attic, in and between sites, wherever required, really. Sahadeva, however, playing a very interesting place indeed. Big tower, the rear stage of Big Tower, first floor. He could find somebody. There may yet be a push. There is easy kills coming in, but the Captain has fallen back. Oh no, he's just on the stairs, and the Zofia has absolutely no idea where he's coming from. Easy kill. That's a little unfortunate. The early drop comes in from Sahadeva. Very, very well done. As Raxi Esports, they're going to have to depend on their droning just that little bit more to give them the intel, especially in these early round situations where they have had a few unfortunate drops. Pandavas did have a similar situation back in round 2 where they lost a couple of operators very early, but even then they were able to give Raxi Esports a bit of a fight. Raxi, on the meanwhile, when they lose operators, at least so far, they haven't done too much to reflag. They are trying to, but they keep getting caught up by different operators in different positions. Summer Breach coming out with the meat gems being taken out thanks to IQ's RED scanner. As we all know, the infamous tagline of IQ. However, Arjuna, interestingly enough, is actually playing on this breach being made by the Selma charges of the Ace. There's a drone coming in from Superman as well, and he's probably seen the Malusi he has. Might try to push in, not quite yet. Instead, both of them are going to fall back to the safety of cover as there's another push on Big Tower. Oh dear. Oh no, we saw him moonwalking for a second, and he's about to unfortunately disconnect. Sahadeva in the meanwhile is going to find the Ace, take him off the board, leaving Superman and the Maverick, the last two standing in this situation. 2 versus 5. Raxi Esports, there's one Capcan trap. Will there be a second one? Potentially. Nope, there's the Militias to just take him down instead. Not even going to allow him to get caught in a Kappa trap. Will he find the other one? No, there's one for Superman. Is there 2? Yes, there is. Two for him. Now a 1v3. Potentially clutchable situation. Impacts from below will not find him. He knows that there's somebody playing downstairs. He has to be careful of the main stairs hallway right now. Armory hallway, that is. Just gonna smoke it off, block off the line of sight, and try from a different angle. He's the last man standing for his team. He has to get in there somehow. It's being watched from the white stairs doorway as well, and he will not peek that in time. Bhima will be the one to take that last kill. Superman falls, and that is gonna put round 4 on board for the side of the Pandavas, ladies and gentlemen. Is we're going to have to come back to Caster Cam really quick because we are going into a rehost from the side of Raxi Esports' attack because unfortunately they had a disconnect. L disconnected and seems like he won't be able to reconnect into the match. So we'll have to come back from a rehost yet again. I know our viewers are probably a little tired of seeing our Caster Cams constantly, but still, sometimes you just have to. Sometimes it is what it is, you know. And I'm pretty sure
I'll never get tired of seeing your
that one.
beautiful faces, Blackjack and Baba Gusto.
I wish you could see yours.
You're
Foxy.
welcome, Foxy.
Hmm.
You're welcome.
But anyway, coming back to the point of hand. Very interesting match coming up from both Raxi and Pandavas, more specifically the Pandavas, because their aggression has won them 3 rounds so far, 3-1 up on Oregon against Raxi Esports, who once again are not having their best of showings. Baba, what are your insights into this match so far?
I mean, first and foremost, we actually did see Nakula getting a triple kill right from the first round. The FMG submachine gun, in which I did not expect he would get
yes.
it, because most of the time, the FMG is considered to be one of the most, uh, weapons that most smoke and mute mains wouldn't use, because you'd see a smoke main having a shotgun as their primary and an SMG 11 to be as their secondary. But since you know there was a little bit of a buff for the FMG where they did increase their damage for uh, for an extra +6 damage. I believe the damage was on around 32 damage, and they just increased it for around 42, which would give, for the attackers, especially the Nook mains, who in which she was also the one who had the FMG submachine guns. It was more of like a buff for the Nook, but out of nowhere it was a buff for both smoke and mute mains. But unfortunately we don't actually get to see more of that. But seeing Nakula getting those triple kill with the FMG, does bring a smile to my face.
I mean, absolutely. The FMG is a great gun. As Pandavas, they've been using that quite a bit, and they have found success across the multiple rounds that they've played so far. First round being, of course, on dorms. They did well in that round, winning it out on the defense right there. Unfortunately for them, second round on Basement Laundry did not go in their favor at all. That was won by Raxi Esports. Very well done. That was a well-coordinated attack, pushing in through blue, getting those early kills, and not letting the FMG smoke disrupt them once again. However, rounds 3 and 4 went to the side of the defenders yet again, dining and then back to dorms. Those two seem to be their best sites for the time being, as first floor dining and second floor dorms very well achieved victories from the side of Pandavas, as they'll be looking to continue that streak of victories here on this match on New Oregon as soon as we get back live with this. Excuse me, right there. With this match, just waiting on all the players to join back in. The lobby, of course, is set up, and all the round info is in there. All the bands are in there, and this should be a nice little match coming up. Actually, speaking of that round that the Pandavas lost, it was on Basement. Laundry and supply room, and it featured both the operators that I've been focusing on quite a bit when it comes to talking about the bands, both defensive operators, that is Mira and Wamai. Both of them very useful when it comes to holding down Blue Bunker. We did see that setup being put into place, and Raxi Esports quite smartly decided not even to try and push there. Instead, droned out the roamers, got those 2 early kills, and pushed in through Freezer, where there was zero emphasis on. Freezer was left vulnerable by the side of Pandavas, a very, very unfortunate misstep from them, which allowed Raxi Esports to get in and hold and take control of site, really, just aggressively. And Sure, maybe when we go back to laundry, if we go back to laundry, we're going to see the Pandavas cover up those mistakes nice and quickly. That is what adaptations in competitive esports mean. And that is what the Pandavas will be looking to do right here. However, uh, again, since it is pretty much still the early game, we're approaching the mid game right now, closer to round six role swap. It's going to be interesting to see how both teams adapt to the way that their counterparts have been playing and how they sort of go around making those adaptations, making those changes on the fly. And, the more adaptable you are to how the meta changes, how the match evolves overall, the stronger chance, the stronger of a chance you have to survive in the match and just in the scene in general. I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree with me on this one that Rainbow Six is a very dynamic game, changes a lot, even in between seasons, and whichever team is able to adapt to these changes will rise. That is a given. And right now, that question is between Raxi Esports and Pandavas. They know the meta, they know how the utility works, how to counter it, everything. But knowing the general information is one thing, and playing against a team in specific situations where you have to make changes on the fly, that's another beast altogether. And Raxi Esports will be looking to change up their attack because, unfortunately, while it did work on pushing basement laundry, again, that was down to their excellent droning in the first half of the match. Excuse me right there. Which allowed them to get away with a couple of early kills. Those early kills not being refragged was also very good from their own end, holding on to all five alive operators on their own end. Pandavas made some mistakes towards the end, some unfortunate peaks, ill-advised stuff from them, which ended up losing them the round. However, that was only a little bit of a hiccup from them because other rounds on second floor dorms twice and on first floor dining have been absolutely fantastic from the Pandavas. Wouldn't you agree, Baba?
I mean, I absolutely do. And speaking of which, I believe on round three, when they were defending on first floor kitchen and dining room, that's where Bhima, who was actually playing on the side of servers as the Legion, uh, took out three of the important players on the side of team. I believe there it was Team Raxi Esports, an important kill as well as Zofia, who was trying to push in from the stairs, not knowing that there was a Capcan trap being placed onto. Immediately gets tagged off from that specific damage, which was, I believe, around 70 damage from the Capcan trap, and all Legion had to do was to just pre-fire it to glory, and that's exactly what he did, eliminating Zofia. And also, quite interestingly, he did, however, eliminated Hibana as he tried to reposition himself from the service as well as to the freezer stairway, which actually gave zero intel on where exactly his positioning was. And it was quite interesting where Raxi Esports, they did not, however, drone on that specific spot. They thought that most of the players would be on the kids dome, where most of the time we'd see the attackers opening up lines of sight right from above, in which no one was actually present in. And yes, how can I not forget about Nakula using the smoke canisters as his advantage, where Monty was trying to push in from the dining room. He always had one smoke canisters to push away the Montaigne. And yes, and at the last, where Monty did, however, successfully plant the diffuser, the only thing that he did forget was there was a soft wall right in behind of him. So, camping in the corner didn't exactly quite help him out well. A really great use of smoke canisters as well as some great coordinations coming in between on the side of Pandavas. Well, I mean, it is Pandavas. What can you? I mean, it is like it's. I mean, it is.
It is.
It is.
It is. We do apologize for these small moments, ladies and gentlemen. We just kind of get lost in our own joking manners. I'm pretty sure anyone who's seen the last league will be more than aware of how we like to conduct these mid-match sessions. Papa is still losing it in the background. Fantastic. It is. This is what happens when we sort of start running out of things to say to keep our viewers entertained. Thankfully, of course, Pandavas and Raxi Esports, they're almost back in the lobby. Just two players remain, one from each side, and hopefully we'll be able to get back with the match nice and quickly. Baba, you okay back there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Absolutely. Fantastic to hear that, Baba. As yeah, but to be To be fair to Raxi Esports, they haven't had the best of showings in multiple matches, but again, it's not like they don't have potential. They do. They definitely do. And their drone work in this match has so far been a highlight. They just haven't been able to execute towards the mid and late rounds as well as they'd like to. It's sort of a problem that's continued from the last stream match that they had. Once again, if I just go back in my notes nice and quickly, L2K. Um, Sure, L2K did win that match 7-2. That was almost a complete washout, shall we say. It's a little bit of a harsh term. I do apologize for that. But L2K did have like massive domination in that game. But even then, Raxi Esports were able to push back quite hard on a lot of situations, capitalizing on L2K's mistakes. A lot of that was down to droning and well-coordinated executes on, roam clear, on breaching, on verticality. It was well done, but their late round needs a lot of work. They need to up their coordination there, make sure that they know exactly where their teammates are. They know when the plan's going off, they know what side is clear, and they know when to get in and when to make that execute even happen. Their setup is all right. It could be set up a little better, but their execute needs a lot of work. I do hope once again that after this match, win or lose, they're going to come back to this VOD, see whatever they did wrong, and sort of try to improvise and adapt more and more as they go. It's going to take practice, obviously, as with anything in Rainbow Six. It takes practice to get used to new methods, new strategies, new coordination tactics, and just overall, it's going to take a lot of practice for them to get out of these small mistakes that they're making, break these habits and get into a much better flow. Speaking of getting into a much better flow, we're going to get back into the flow of the match right here. Raxi Esports versus Pandavas is coming back live on your screens right now, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be going into the match here. Indeed, Pandavas are 3-1 up against Raxi Esports. Oh boy. And here we go. It was, in fact, 3-1 going into round 5. So once again, we're back on our faces. I mean, at this point, I don't even know what to say. Absolutely amazing. But yeah, it was going to be the flow of the game, but looks like we're continuing with the flow of our caster cams. I can see Baba can barely contain himself back there. So can I, but, we don't really have much of a choice in this matter. Excuse me, there.
Mm-hmm.
As, hopefully the lobby can be set up nice and quickly once again. And, we'll go over what happened in the match before this situation.
I mean, to be honest, Jack, we were quite amazed on how well Pandavas were performing
Oh,
on Rainbow
yes.
Six Siege.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah, I mean, a lot of surprises that even took me off guard. Yeah. So it's like they've been performing so damn good that we don't even know what to talk about.
Oh, that kind of is true. That kind of is true. They have been performing very well, but it's only been so long that we've seen them on stream. For mind you, this is actually the first time we, as in me, Baba, and Foxy, are seeing. Excuse me, right there. Are seeing the team Pandavas in a stream match. So we're kind of just gathering information as we go. We don't have much intel on these people, except for the fact that they haven't had the best of times per se. They've been giving it their all as well. As it's gonna be very interesting to see how they go about winning their rounds, continuing to win their rounds, shall we say. It's been a bit of a big break between rounds 4 and 5, as excuse me. I did say we were going to talk about the rounds that we have had so far, and we are going to do that. The first round went to Pandavas on defense on second floor dorms. That was very well executed by them. I remember the FMG triple kill right there. I was surprised to see a smoke running an FMG, but it is what it is. The second round, of course, went to Raxi Esports, a very well executed attacking round from them on Basement Laundry. And just very well done to take out those roamers early. Third round went to Pandavas on first floor dining and kitchen. Once again, very, very well done. And then round 4 went to the Pandavas again on second floor dorms. All of those were absolutely amazing to see, as both teams have been giving it, have been going as hard as they can. Meanwhile, the bans, of course, were Thatcher, Ying, Kaid, and Clash. Very, very interesting defender bans, as we've talked about time and time again in what seems to be the longest. No, I'm not going to say it. Uh, but Kaid and Clash, definitely interesting to see those bans. I mean, I sort of understand Kaid in the context of the Thatcher ban, because without Thatcher, it gets slightly harder to open up reinforced walls, especially on basement. Not so much on second floor. We've seen the use of the IQ to take out those bandit batteries and mute jammers, so that's fine. However, when it comes to basement, you want that Thatcher just to be able to disable the Electroclaw or just destroy it with maybe even a Kali if you're feeling brave enough, right? But with the Thatcher ban, I'm pretty sure that Raxi Esports did not want to try and get tripped up by Pandavas bringing in the Kaid, just stopping them from hard breaching entirely, and that's why the Kaid was banned. Clash, in the meanwhile, I mean, at this point, nobody really likes to play against Clash. He is considered to be very annoying and kind of disruptive to attacker flow, and I kind of get that. Her stopping power is comparable to Melusi in a way, but Melusi just has 3 Banshees, and Clash just has 1 shield, so, it's a little bit of a difference right there. While Wamai still being allowed to play and Mira still being allowed in play, I am kind of surprised for that, as we've seen time and time again, Oregon, when you leave a Mira in play, when you leave Wamai in play, pushing basement becomes that much harder. So the fact that Raxi Esports were able to execute a push on basement by taking out the roamers, not getting refragged, and then pushing through Freezer, they thought, all right, that's there. Let's just not push. Freezer's vulnerable. Let's just go through there instead. And they did that very, very well indeed. As we're just waiting on the ready confirmation to come in from both teams. They are in the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. We're just waiting on the confirmation from Raxi Esports. Pandavas are here. They're ready. Raxi Esports are just making sure everything on their end is nice and proper. No issues, no problems or anything that might have any issues later on or in this match just in general. You want to make sure that everything is dedicated to the game that's running on your screen and no resources are being taken up elsewhere. And I mean, that just goes without saying. Rainbow Six is just one of those games. You want to make sure that your CPU is running at maximum capacity and giving as much to the game as possible. I'm not much of a technical person myself, so I don't even know why I'm going on that thread. But anyway, we are back with the match. Oregon is here, or are we? No, I don't think so, because Pandavas. Yeah, one of Pandavas disconnected right there, right as the match began. And is he going to be able to reconnect? I hope so. I really do. I'm not entirely sure if he'll be able to. And I'm sure the chat is going to have a field day with this one. But so far, Pandavas have not requested a rehost. I think they're going to continue on, or maybe they're just convening, talking to themselves, their players and whatnot, asking if they need a rehost per se. But the 6 pick is going to come in from Yudhishthir out of the Kavera into the Jaeger. So it looks like we're not going to have a rehost, and we will be going on with this round. Round 5 is in play. 3-1 is the scoreline, and we are finally back with the match, ladies and gentlemen, as round 5 is underway on basement laundry and supply room. Okay. Oh.
That is indeed. Wait, are we going to rehearse?
I have no idea.
I did ask them in the beginning of the match. Oh, looks like. Okay.
Oh boy. What is even happening? I have no words. I genuinely have no words. This has taken me completely by surprise. What just happened right there? One disconnect. I mean, we were kind of speculating on whether or not we were going to go into yet another rehost, and looks like we are. Question mark. I'm not sure what just happened. We're gonna have to wait for the admins to confirm for us, ladies and gentlemen, as. This is definitely very interesting. So while we get the confirmation from the admins, let's talk about what we have coming up after this match. As Galaxy Esports versus Pandavas, of course, is the one right now. In the meanwhile, we have had a couple of offline matches: Noobs versus Fellas Esports and Alpha Gamers versus Team Heat. Winners of those two are also going to be included in the next stage of this, of today, shall we say? As both the semifinals 1 and 2 will include the winners of these four matches in the afternoon, and the second semifinal is actually on stream as well. So it's going to be interesting to see who is going to be. Who are going to be our teams for that particular match, and then the final at 9 p.m. tonight, with, of course, between the winners of the first and second semifinals. It should be a very interesting day ahead of us, and again, if I had any idea of what was going on right now, I would let our viewers know. But we just have to wait for the admins to give us any sort of indication as to what is going on. But excuse me, right there. Looks like it is in fact some issues in connectivity, and they hopefully will be able to rejoin yet again. As we are back on the caster cam, we've been here for a while now, and this should be another couple of minutes. Hopefully, not too long. Hopefully, they're all back within the next couple of minutes, shall we say? As the lobby is being set up for, what is this, the third time now? I feel like.
I mean, I guess it's around. Yeah, it should be around like a third time. So, but I mean, we do have a lot of connectivity issues. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
let's hopefully when this match comes to the beginning, we'll actually get to see some great plays coming in from both of the teams. Now,
Absolutely.
like just as we want to talk about the previous round, we actually did see Raxi Esports going up against a particular team. I don't remember there, Jack, but do you know that specific
The
match where?
last stream match, right? That we saw Raxi
Yeah, the
Esports
last
on.
stream
It
match.
was
Yes,
L2K
absolutely,
they
Jack.
went up against. L2K.
Yeah, L2K. I believe that was on Map Cafe Dostoevsky, where the ace, where he on this specific team, they actually did made some great plays, but in the problem was that they could not handle L2K's aggression on Map Cafe Dostoevsky, especially on attack. But on defense, we actually did get to see some great holds coming in from Raxi Esports, but unfortunately, they did not had enough amount of wins because L2K was great on defense. They did, however, win a total of 5 rounds on attack, in which they only needed 2 rounds to win on defense, and then they exactly did that. L2K winning against Team Raxi Esports. Maybe if Team Raxi did win against Pandavas, I'm just making a huge guess here. If they did win against Pandavas on map Oregon, we might be able to see some revenge match going up against them, because we I mean, we as a caster, we would love to watch some revenge match against them. So hopefully we might be able to see that. But for the task at hand for Axie Esports, their main objective is to hold on against Team Pandavas, and looks like they are, however, dealing a lot of problems against them. 3 rounds on defense going in the favor of Team Pandavas, and only 1 round, which was onside basement laundry, goes in the favor of Raxi Esports. Now, Jack, you actually did say that having Wamai and Mira, both of them still being open on that map, Oregon, would give a lot of chances for the defenders to win in that specific match. But since since they did not win, it would be very difficult. So yeah, heading back to the matches that we actually did see, Pandavas on the first round, second floor kids. Pandavas did however win with that excellent 3K coming in from Nakula, and in round second, basement laundry Raxi Esports did win, a wonderful attack coordination being displayed from them. And next thing you know, round three and round four did however go in the favor of Team Pandavas, the side being on first floor kitchen on round three, and second floor kids yet again on round four.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we actually did see Team Pandavas winning second floor kids twice in a row. So maybe there might be a lot of chances where I would say there is 100% win rate on second floor kids, but maybe on basement laundry we might be able to see Raxi Esports winning against this one, known for the fact that they do had a Vomai and Mira being in place, and somehow Raxi Esports on attack did, however, find the weakness on that specific side and claim the victory on round two. So maybe we might be able to see some great plays coming between them.
Absolutely, as we're going to be coming back once again live with the match, ladies and gentlemen. Raxi Esports on the attack, Pandavas on the defense, and the match should be beginning and on your screens in just a quick second. There we go, as it is 3-1 in favor of Pandavas in round 5 as we're going to go ahead with this match. Basement, laundry, and supply room will be the site of choice coming out from the side of the defense right here. We've got the Montaigne being played by Superman once again. That's going to be pretty interesting to see as the Montaigne, I mean, it kind of worked out for them in the freezer push that they did on Basement, Laundry, and Supply Room a couple of rounds ago. However, you know, that sort of mostly just went down to the gunfights that Rax Esports just kept on winning, and the Montaigne was useful for, you know, just blocking lines of sight on that freezer doorway. However, this time around, Pandavas will be more than aware of the kind of push that Rax Esports are trying to make, and they will be looking to completely shut down the attackers before they can get too close to sight, hopefully without too much of an issue. Pandavas, in the meanwhile, they're going to be bringing in the Capcan and the Goyo once again, not emphasizing on the Mira this time around. Understandably so, you know, the Mira didn't quite work out with the way that they wanted to settle with those strategies, excuse me. And that is why we're going to see the Capcan just having a little bit of trouble putting down his shots, but there we go. Okay, very interesting shield from Bhima right here. Very close to the blue bunker door as well, as he's asking for a rotate in between sites in the washing machine cubby right there. And yeah, that is a very interesting deployable shield, but oh, Nakula, I think is going for an early spawn peek right here. Will he find one? He's trying to... Ooh, that was very close. I don't think he had a line of sight on those two attackers who are going towards rear stage. So unfortunately for the Pandavas, no early peeks just yet. They are going to have to wait out for a little bit. Yudhishthir, in the meanwhile, has taken a bit of damage, curiously enough. I'm not sure where that came out of, but he's got to be careful as he is almost at 75 HP, meaning he's going to take one less bullet for pretty much every gun in the game to finish him off. There's a peek coming in, and shots are being fired, but doesn't quite connect Bhima. Easy kill is now low on HP, mind you, but no, that's the tiny angle being employed by Hotfoot Sauce right there, taking him off the board, and now the Goyo is here to take his place, but Montaigne's pushing in. They're going to have to reinforce this off nice and quickly, but will they? I don't think they will, at least not yet. Magnets are catching any pieces of utility that are being thrown in from blue bunker door. However, that is a very unfortunate early drop, mind you. Bhima going down early, that is the Wamai. That was a little unfortunate, but no, there's the smoke to equalize things, taking down the Hibana, who was just trying to make her way into the backstage onto the stage, excuse me, of meeting, and there's Arjuna find easy kill as well. That is the Sophia finally going down. Shots are being fired. L is going to find one. Yudhishthir is going to go down. In the meanwhile, equalizing the man count once again between both of these teams right now with under a minute 30 remaining. Rax Esports, they have to go for this breach. They are doing it right now. Hotfoot Sauce sitting inside of blue bunker. He's got to be careful while the Montaigne is here on that rotate that we saw the Capcan make early in the prep phase. They're trying to push in. However, the defenders have taken up spots that are fairly good in the situation that they found themselves in. There's a rotate coming in from White as well, the freezer that is, as that's probably the smoke. He's been spotted by Hotfoot Sauce, trying to get some pre-fires in. Not going to find anybody just yet. The ace himself is a little low, mind you, as he's expending quite a lot of bullets, but not finding anybody just yet. Shots have been fired. L is low on HP now from a peek coming in from the supply room area. Goyo himself is taking a bit of damage as the Sema breaches are going off to try and find any extra angles that they can. Superman's come in. He's the one with the diffuser, taking out the Captain Trap. There we go. And he's going to make his way into sight. He's got cover from the ice. Flashbangs are going in. It's going to be a mad scramble right towards the end with less than 20 seconds remaining. Any second now. Arjuna, he hears that. He's not going to go for it. He might go for a C4 toss. No, he's going to go for a bit of a rotate through blue bunker. This is very brave right now. Nakula's here as well. They're trying to sort of outflank them. They will get one. Will they get the Montaigne? I'm not too sure yet. Arjuna's going to go for the counter breach, and that's the bait right there. The counter defuse bait being used. L's going to knife him instead in a 1v2 now, but he will not find the smoke. Very unfortunate for him. As Raxi Esports, they almost seem to have the play once again, but Pandavas, they responded in kind, holding on to side against all odds, winning round 5, as we get to see in the Act 5 minute instant replay. That big flank coming out from both the smoke and the Goyo, that's what really caught the ace off guard, and then unfortunately the Montaigne falling prey to a counter defuse bait. And Very, very well done from the side of the Pandavas.
Well, here's the funniest part. Nakula, playing as the smoke, he decides to do the roaming duty. And when at the late rounds, when the attackers tried to come for a push in, we actually did not see him throwing the smoke canisters, but instead he decides to do the roaming duty. And somehow it actually works out. I mean, most of the time you'd see a smoke man with the shotgun using the smoke canisters to delay any push, but this is quite the opposite here, and I actually cannot believe this is actually working out for them as we proceed to the last round of defense. As Pandavas need one more win to strengthen their line of defense. Well, it is quite an unforeseen events of matches that I got to witness here for the past 6 rounds here, as we're going to be seeing the first floor kitchen and dining room to be on the side, and Yudhishthir is going to be playing as the Mira. This time she'll be able to use her mirrors on the side of bathrooms to give lines of access, as where exactly Vamai is going to be playing on with the deployable shield, and also maybe a bit of denials, maybe the Jaeger's ADSs, as well as the magnets being placed onto that specific position. And Bhima, I guess he's going to be playing on the same position yet again from the servers room, and no rotations being made to get out right from the hallways, but maybe there may be another rotation which can go through from the dining room instead. Now, for Raxi Esports, they need at least one more win on the side of attack, so that when they go on defense on map Oregon, maybe they might have a chance to counter Pandava's attack. Now, we're going to be seeing Bhima holding up an angle right from the garage, hopefully to find one or two operators, and also he will be spotted from the drone, so he's going to reposition right back from the hallway. He's not going to reposition way back, or he's not going to just roam out from a particular position, but the most problem that the attackers really need to be careful about is the Kapkan's EDD traps. Now, those kind of traps did, however, took Raxi Esports out by surprise, especially when they were defending on first floor kitchen. But when they were defending on basement, they did, however, counter all of the Kapkan's EDD traps. But the only problem was they did not expected the flanks coming in from the Pandavas, as we're going to be seeing one of the cluster charges being used to, flush out any defenders who are holding on the side of the dining room, which leads to Pandavas holding on the side of the dining room. Meanwhile, we're going to be seeing Sledge and Fuse, doing their work. Ace will be there to drone out, find out exactly where, the team of Pandavas location is going to be. I believe they won't be able to find one, but Easy Kill will be able to find through eliminating Yudhishthir, as second cluster charge will be in play, scattering the entire team of Pandavas, and hopefully, eliminate them one by one. Sahadeva making a brave decision here by challenging that floor, hopefully to eliminate the Sledge, who is currently holding an angle, sees the head, won't be able to shoot one. He will actually get that, eliminating Ezekiel, as Nakula will find out another one. Shaika, on the other hand, playing as the Ash, the aggressor. He's going to eliminate Bhima, but he still needs to find 3 more that are currently inside the side. And quite frankly, Hot Fuzz Sauce playing as the Ace, that Selma breach charges will be able to open up right on the side of dining room, giving them the access, but still needs to be careful. The one who is seeing down, he doesn't actually see it. Hot Fudge Sauce, what just happened there? That actually gives Saudeva an opportunity to get one kill by surprise. They only have 40 seconds left. Nakula playing very close on the side of dining hall as Shaiko gets another kill, make that a 3 as he downs one, and he still needs to find Wamai. I believe Wamai will be there to eliminate Shaiko Lolol. But at what cost? They only have 25 seconds left, as L will confirm his plant, which would give Raxi Esports the opportunity to win in this post-plant situation here. Arjuna, the only operator remaining, he as the Og, he still needs to find 3 more, but Hot Fudge Sauce will be there to quickly eliminate Arjuna, as they will win their second attack on first floor kitchen, as we proceed to round 7 role swap, where we see Team Pandavas on attack. Let's take a look at that in Axe Fibernet's instant replay. It was a great attack coordination coming in from the attackers, especially Sledge and the Feuds, push, making sure that the defenders won't be able to be in one particular position, so they have to force them to scatter out, hopefully hold on some particular positions in which the attackers can be able to flush them out, hold an angle from the meeting room, open up the walls on the side of kitchen, maybe a distraction where Shaika Lolol, who was playing as the Ash, pushes in, gets those important 2 kills, goes for the plant out, and that's exactly what they need. And with a little bit of that morale boost, we're going to be progressing to round 7. Basement Laundry is going to be the site for Team for Team Raxi Esports, and hopefully we might be able to see some comebacks coming up between them.
Who knows, a potential comeback coming in from Raxi Esports might be in play. They definitely look like they will be able to, given that they've gone to basement, laundry and supply room with the Mira and the Womai and the Smoke in play, along with Melusi and Jaeger to follow up. Those Banshees are going to be very hard to deal with, especially given the fact that Raxi Esports look like they're not about to leave any vulnerabilities right off the get-go for Pandavas to exploit. That means the attackers are going to have a bit of a tough time getting into sight and getting that execute, maybe even the plant or all the kills required.
Attackers are heading
4-2 is the scoreline in the favor of the Pandavas. They are still in the lead. It is a 2-round lead and a fairly large one at that. However, they're going to have to hold on to this, and they're going to have to try their all, their hardest to hold on to this lead that they have for themselves. If they are able to, then absolutely fantastic. If not, then it's going to be a little hard for them to stay in contention for this game. Boiler Room has that Mira window long angle that we've gotten to see in New Oregon. A lot of, for that matter, but looks like Jaeger's going to push up. Play close instead. Make sure that whoever's in blue bunker is going to face the music of the 416C carbine rifle. And he's just waiting. He sees the sledge, but he knows that it's a little risky given his the amount of pre-firing that sledge is doing. That's a lot of bullets being wasted by Nakula, interestingly enough. At the rate he's going, he's not going to have any primary bullets left, as the Mira is going to take over for the Jaeger in that window spot. I'm going for a little bit of a quick peek of her own as well, but Ella's not going to find anybody just yet. Actually, speaking of which, there is no push on blue bunker. Once again, looks like it's going to be a similar situation to the last one, where Pandavas are making a quick change to where they actually push through from. This time, it looks like it might be from the backstage or Big Tire Stairs, however you want to call it. Could be a little risky going for this one because it is situated close to Boiler Room and that connecting entry room towards site. Nakula, however, is trying to go through the main stairs area. That grenade is not gonna blow up the barricade. All right, very interesting right there. He's gonna have to expend a second one instead of using his breaching hammer for whatever reason. In the meanwhile, the Jaeger's gonna take a bit of damage. That's from IQ. Bhima is going to be trying to get somebody. Not going to find anybody yet. Nakula takes a bit of damage as well. Shots are fired all over the place. Will the Jaeger be found? Not quite yet. Pre-fires from both ends. Nakula takes more damage instead from that main stairs angle that he's trying to push. And he's going to have to fall back for the time being. Still no headway made as there we go. That's one going to fall. There's two going to fall. Sadev and Bhima go down as the Jaeger and the Melusi find one. But there goes El falling. The Mira is on the board. There goes the Jaeger as well. Quick kills coming out. It's now 2v3 suddenly as the Claymore will claim the life of Easy Kill as well, leaving Superman and Hot for Sauce the last two remaining. Hot for Sauce is low on HP. Is going to find the Nomad. The shotgun comes out. Doesn't find her at all. What do you mean? And he's going to fall instead, as it's all down to Superman. He's found one. Will he find the remaining two and deny the plant? Doesn't look like it. Yudhishthir is going to go for it, as Arjuna is the last one remaining aside from him. Both of them are low on HP. So is Superman. But it is a post-plant situation, as the Womai is going to have to try and clutch this out in the next 35 seconds. This round has been a little bit all over the place. Pre-fires coming out from the Womai, giving away his position. But where's the Nomad going? She's going to be caught off guard. And now it's a 1v1 between the AK-12 and the MP5K. Who's going to win? It's going to be the AK-12. Yudhishthir peeking the right angle at the right time is going to find the Womai in the hallway, shutting him down and keeping Pandavas' lead alive. Not just alive, extending it even farther, as round 7 goes to them, as we get to see that in the Act Fibernet instant replay. It was a 1v2 for the Womai. He pushed in, was aggressive, found one. I believe the Nomad was just trying to find a better position through that rotate, just at the wrong place at the wrong time. However, the ace proved too hot to handle, as it is 5-2 in their favor, going to round 8.
Well, round 8, and the site is going to be the same yet again. Basement, laundry room, and supply room. Hopefully, Hot Fudge Sauce, if Smoke did not, however, miss those shotgun shots, eliminating the nomad, maybe this round would have gone in the favor of Team Rexy Esports. But unfortunately, their gunplay on Team Pandavas proved to be very, very effective, which have absolutely zero idea on how Rexy Esports is actually losing to them. I mean, I do have to appreciate the amount of utilities that these teams have to place. I mean, even the Vamai's nades, even Smoke, who was playing also very close from the deployable shield. It would have been better if they could have placed it near the door instead of placing it also very close on it, because you won't have that great amount of intel being shown through the slits of the reinforced wall. Not the reinforced. I do apologize. It was the deployable shield as I was trying to talk about. But yeah, it would have been better if he just kept the deployable shield on the entrance of the electrical room, because at that time when the attackers try to go for the push in, they would either be forced to vault in where the shotgunners have the opportunity to immediately instantly take them out, or they would force to use a utility like, for an example, an Ashes breaching charge or the Zophias. And at that time there was only Nomad and the Ace being played, so yeah, maybe a deployable shield placed on the entrance would have been way much more effective. But hey, I mean, I couldn't blame them. But let's hope that in this specific round 8, they might be able to win on basement laundry, as we're going to be seeing Hot Fudge Sauce using the deployable shield with the ADSs being placed. He's going to be holding on the side of Blue Bunker here with the help of Shaiko, thanks to the Mira's mirror, giving those perfect interlocations. And I believe Pandavas is going to be doing the same exact thing over again with Nakula pre-firing from that from the Mira wall. Hopefully, they would catch a specific operator who's just decides to go for a peek. But Rexy Esports taking their time and also their patience, knowing for the fact that for a defender, all they have to do is waste the time for the attackers, and when they come for the push-in, all they have to do is wait for the specific minute. Now, I do have to see how well Shaiko who was trying to reposition back, and he just repositioned at the wrong position here as Bhima. He's going to be there to eliminate Shaiko, but where is Mira holding though? Mira will be there holding on the side of Boiler, hopefully to eliminate the IQ. Sees the shot, but misses it. That is not going to go well. Already one player down, and Bhima with a lot of shots, not being able to, get the shot on. But what is that shot with the pistol, and that too with the peak, with the suppress? What is this going on? He's going to eliminate easy kill, eliminating 2 of the important operators on the side of Team Rexy Esports, which leads to Superman, Hot Fudge Sauce, and L to hopefully hold their sight here. Smoke reinforcing at the right time, making sure that they won't be able to push in from the side, as L will be there to go for the pre-fire yet again. Won't be able to get the fight, get the shot, but Superman will be there to eliminate one more, giving them hope. At least for that 50 seconds, all they have to do is delay their push, and hopefully they can be able to eliminate them as fast as possible. Hot Fudge Sauce is going to be using one of the smoke canisters to delay the push yet again, as I was about to say it. But the push from Team Pandavas will be pushing from the wide stairs, but looks like the Bhima will be able to take out another one, eliminating L, gets the triple kill, and he still needs to find 2 more to get the ace. Pandavas, all of the 3 operators on the side of the attack are pushing in as Superman. He's going to eliminate Nakula, but look at that heavy aggression from Bhima as he pushes in. But Hot Fudge Sauce with the shotgun, he's going to eliminate one. A direct refract comes in from the Pandavas yet again, as Saudava will be able to take out another one. And in the end, Yudhishthira with the ace, he's going to eliminate Superman just like that. And they are 1 round away of winning against Team Rexy Esports. Let's take a look at that in Fibernet instant replay. What a great gunplay coming in from Bhima, as he takes 3 kills from the IQ's Commando assault rifle. Man, that was a great shot. I mean, again, Jack, I'm really I'm speechless to see how well that these players have been playing on. As we progress to around 9, second floor kiss is going to be the site. I mean, quite surprisingly, because they did, however, lose basement laundry twice in a row. So let's see what's going to happen.
Absolutely right there. Again, between both of these teams, some of the gunfights have been a little bit of a scramble, admittedly. But in the heat of the moment, you tend to miss a lot more shots than you think you will. And it just is what it is at this point. I do apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. As Pandavas are now on match point, 6-2 in their favor, as they are the ones looking strong to go into the next stage of these the semifinals, excuse me, right there. And one more round to go for them. And Raxi Esports, in the meanwhile, are going to be in a bit of a situation, so to speak, as they need to make a 4-round comeback and try to just try. You know, at this point, all they have to do is try their best and continue doing what they know they can do. You know, their strengths, so to speak, and play to them as much as they can if they want to have a chance of winning this match. Their early rounds have been, or were okay, so to speak, but post roll swap in the early round, they've had a few issues, so to speak, against the attackers of Pandavas, and it was very, very clear in the last round that making some rotates in some very unfortunate timings is what really cost them a lot of operators at the worst possible times, and that's why we're here. 6-2 in favor of the Pandavas. They're looking to end this match nice and quickly. Raxi Esports, in the meanwhile, are going to have to try and hold on as best as they can. Shots are fired all over the place just to open up barricades and take out those, you know, meat jammers and whatever piece of utility that the IQ can see. Using her RED scanner, easy kill in the meanwhile. It's going to take a bit of damage, curiously enough, but not sure where that came out from. Could have been an attempted chef's snake from below. And there's another one, actually, that's going to deal a bit of damage to Superman, but not a whole lot. And since easy kill is, of course, the Doc, he can just heal himself back up, overheal, in fact. Meanwhile, Superman, of course, I don't think he's going to request a stim pistol shot just yet. Some breaches have gone off already, but we know that this is not the most important part of this particular push that the Pandavas are trying to make. The most important part of this is getting in through either tower or white stairs, you know, the big dorms window or white stairs, that is, and then clearing out that white stairs door area where the Jaeger is sitting. The drones have spotted them, of course, and there we go. Shields have been spotted, pings are coming out as the attackers know where these defenders are, or at least have some idea of it. But the push into sight is going to be very difficult, knowing the way that Raxi Esports has set this up. Air jabs are going off in the meanwhile. The Nomad's air jabs just denying some flanks for these defenders. Diffusers have been dropped. It's going to be picked up any second now. Drones are spotting where these defenders are sitting, but with a minute remaining, this is going to be very interesting. Easy Kill's going to find one push in. Arjuna is going to go down, and there's the IQ inside his head, but he's going to go down as well. Lots of bodies are being dropped, and suddenly it's down to a 2v5. Yudhishthira and Sadeva, only two remaining for the side of the Pandavas, while Raxi Esports have held down this round perfectly for themselves. Oh, that's a little unfortunate for the ace. Missed a lot of shots right there. Could not come down on the head of the Jaeger. And it's all down to Sadeva in a 1 versus 5. The Pandavas are not looking good right now, as the push to side has been denied tumultuously by Raxi Esports. And Sadeva is just trying to buy as much time for his team as he can, but he won't be able to. An explosive finish to a flawless round comes out from Raxi, as we are going to get to see that in the Act 5-minute instant replay nice and quickly. What a C4 right at the end, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. The replay is also up, and round 10 is going to be in play. Raxi Esports are not ready to give up. They're going to hold on to whatever little chance they have left in this match, as they are now 3-6 down, going to basement, laundry, and supply room.
Basement laundry is going to be the site where Raxi Esports is going to be defending on, and it's the same site where Team Pandavas did, however, win 2 times in a row on that specific site. So hopefully, since Raxi Esports were quite determined winning on the side of second floor kids, maybe we might be able to see some changes in, as we're going to be seeing a 6-pick where Bhima 6 picks from the IQ to the Jackal. Now Jackal with the Inox scanner, he has a total of 3 detection, where he can be able to detect where exactly the defender's location is going to be. But here's the thing about Raxi Esports, we however did not see any roam presence being used on the side of defenders. But most of the time it was like full-on turtle hold on the side of Raxi Esports. You had Smoko playing also very close on the blue bunker, where he had a lot of bubble shields. You have the ADSs, and when the attackers had control on the blue bunker, all they had to do was to just reinforce back and just hold strong anchor the site. Now it wasn't that hard. When Pandavas went in for a push out of nowhere, Bhima getting those 3 important kills, and giving them the win that they need. All Pandavas have to do right now is just win one side, and I believe the attackers have the chance of winning this specific side. Or will we be able to see Raxi Esports making a proper comeback? Now, keep that in mind that the Mira won't be in play, but instead we might be able to see a Doc. Now, the Dog with his steam pistols, he can be able to, he can be able to revive teammates from a long range. Now, that is an important gadget that needs to be having. But hey, let's see how well it's going to work out on the side of Team Galaxy Esports, as match point will be in play. Quite surprisingly, no rumors presence being detected on the side of the defenders. So just like I said, it's going to be a hard anchor for them on this matchup. Legion with those goo mines, he's just going to be farming all of his goo mines from the specific sites, just to halt the aggression on the side of Team Pandavas, as we're seeing the attackers doing their main job, opening up the hatches on the side of meeting room, as well as they're going to gain control on the big tower, making sure that the flank routes coming from the attackers, from the defenders, won't be able to work out. We actually did see a lot of claymores as well as the air jabs being placed on the side of Pandavas, so they should not be able to worry about that much. Now we're going to be seeing Ace using his 2 amount of Selma breaches. Keep that in mind that Ace requires 2 sets of Selma breaches to open up the hatch, which leads to Ace having only 1 Selma breaches, in which he can be able to open up the floors but not the hatches, in which on the side of attackers, they only have 1. They have Nomad for the flank quads, they have Sledge for the nades, as well as opening up the soft walls or the soft hatches, in which the defenders don't even have. There's going to be seeing one of the smoke grenades being thrown out. I believe they don't have a smoke being played on the side of defense, which means that would be the attacker's smoke grenade being thrown out, maybe hopefully to get cover, hopefully, as we're going to be seeing a lot of time being wasted here. 50 seconds left for the attackers, and all the attackers needs to do is just go for that perfect push and eliminate the players. But looks like Ezekiel, he's going to find one, eliminating Yudhishthir on the electrical room, as Bhima, he's going to go out aggressive yet again, eliminating Ezekiel, gaining the control of the site yet again. Not the site, but anyways, Jaeger, who was apparently playing on the side of blue bunkers, gets the claim of the kill, eliminating Bhima. But Superman, he'll be there, eliminating Nakula, which leads to Sadeva and Arjuna, the only 2 players left, as Arjuna goes for the aggressive peek. Doesn't work out yet again, as it all goes down to Sadeva to clutch this one out, and a 1v4 situation. He doesn't have enough amount of time. All he needs to do is to just find the exact all 4 players, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to go out at this one. He's just going to sit this one out here, as a lot of push comes in. He will, however, eliminate Superman, but at what cost? As Raxi Esports will, however, successfully defend their basement laundry, giving them the hope that they need as we progress to the next round. That will be on round 11. I believe it's going to be on the first floor. Until then, let's take a look at that in the Act Fibernet instant replay. That was a great hold coming in on the side of Raxi Esports, using those deployable shields, using as best cover as possibly could, waste a lot of time for the attackers, and just like that, Raxi Esports, they only need 2 more defense rounds to win against them to put this match on overtime. Or will we see Team Pandavas steal their win against them? We'll get to see that on this specific round.
Absolutely. This is where Oregon, being as defender-sided of a map as it is coming into play, ladies and gentlemen, as Raxi Esports are mounting a little bit of a comeback right now. We've got the 6-pig coming out from L, out of the Mira, into the Valkyrie, interestingly enough, while a fuse is going to be employed by Sadeva of the Pandavas as well. We did get to see a fuse, I believe, a couple rounds ago when Pandavas themselves were playing Dining on round 6. Yes, it was round 6, I remember now. And while, I'm interested to see what kind of plays come out with the use of the fuse, I'm more interested to see how Pandavas are going to react to the fact that Raxi Esports have almost successfully pushed for overtime. Mind you, even if Raxi Esports are able to push for overtime, that is just one bit of the, one part of the puzzle. The other part is actually winning from there. And while they might be able to, it's going to still be a fairly tough fight for them to get that victory, even from this situation. Because, as it goes, Pandavas just need 1 round. One final round to go, and that'll be the end of this game. Both teams know this. That is why they're fighting as hard as they are, and that is why this match has come as far as it has. Raxi Esports have given Pandavas a run for their money in multiple situations. However, in this situation, it is. Yeah, it might not work out for them. It might. We're gonna find out in a really short amount of time. 2 minutes and 70 seconds to be specific. As Pandavas are gonna have to mount this attack and mount it successfully. Here we go. Easy kill on his cameras. Knows for a fact that there's somebody on that rear stage of Big Tower first floor. 3 attackers to be specific are pushing from the Big Tower's area. Any second now, this Alibi could come in for a big flank, an early flank as well, having already just sort of sat back, relaxed inside a basement for a quick minute freezer, that is. Nakula, in the meanwhile, is watching second floor, knows, I think, that there's somebody up here, and that is a Valkyrie. Bhima's going to take some damage in the meanwhile. Shots are being fired all over the map. Will the Valkyrie be found? Yes, she will! Nakula with a beautiful shot from the F2 of the Twitch is going to find one. Meanwhile, Jaeger's taking a bit of damage, not sure from where, but Hotfoot is going to shut down Udisha. That is the ace. A big one, a big one indeed, because that is a hard breacher taken off the board. Meanwhile, Fuse is starting up his engines. The cluster charges are dropping. At least one of them has so far. Sadeva not going to find someone, but Hotfoot is going to go down in the meanwhile. That is Bhima finding that kill. The Nomad comes in to take another one. Nakula knows where one of those defenders is playing, and he's trying to peek the Twitch, excuse me, simultaneously. Not going to see anybody just yet, but Jaeger is playing so close right now. He could go for a wide peek and take out this Twitch, who is caught in a literal corner. But all 3 of them are very still. Arjuna, hello, he's going for the plant already. There is nobody inside of kitchen. Seems like Nicole's going to find the Jaeger. In the meanwhile, the Wamai is not able to deny the plant. And suddenly it's a 2 versus 4 with cluster charges going off and so many shots being fired. Beam is going to be down, but that's the refrag instantly, leaving Alibi. Easy kill. The last man standing? Nope, 0 defenders are standing anymore, as the Pandavas are going to be the one to win round 11 on first floor dining and kitchen. And that is going to be their victory, ladies and gentlemen. The final round goes to them, and the match goes to them as well, as they are the winners 7-4 here on Oregon. What a game coming out from the side of the Pandavas. Indeed, 7-4 to them, and a fantastic game on New Oregon that goes in their favor. A very good game indeed from both teams. We had a little bit of a lengthy wait in between rounds right there because of a multitude of reasons, so to speak. But all jokes aside, even after that, some of the things that we were talking about between the Pandavas and Raxi Esports sort of held true, mostly relating to Raxi Esports' late round game. And aside from this last round, those the rounds where they were winning back-to-back on second floor dorms and first floor dining, the reason they were able to avoid getting taken down in the late round was their very strong mid-round, completely shutting down the attackers from the side of Pandavas over and over again, not losing too many bodies in those crossfires. That was what really allowed Raxi Esports to shine through. However, they were not able to hold on to that momentum, not in the slightest, unfortunately, because Raxi Esports couldn't hold on to first floor dining and first floor dining and kitchen. But we're going to look at all of those highlights that I just mentioned in the reel at the moment right here, ladies and gentlemen, as we go over the highlights of the match. Babagusa, take us over some of these, please.
Yeah, well, Jack, it was a fantastic match being displayed, especially on both Pandavas as well as on Team Rasi Esports. When Pandavas were on defense, since Oregon is a heavily defender-sided map, we actually did see quite a lot of plays, quite a lot of, out of the meta plays, as I would like to call it, with the smoke being as the roamer and the roamer being as the anchor of quite sorts. But out of nowhere, I'm actually quite surprised it actually did work out well. Nakula with the triple kill with the FMG, he was quite confident with those long angle kills, and surprisingly, he actually did get it. And the third round, where Pandavas were defending on the first floor kitchen, we actually did see Bhima, who was playing as the Legion with a great triple kill, holding on the side of servers. And yeah, he was just basically juggling, holding on the side of servers. Then he repositioned back himself to the stairs, and then so on and so forth. He just kept changing in, even though with the Montaigne planting the diffuser, it was kind of too late because there's only 2 players remaining, and there was a soft wall being present right from behind him, which would give no chance for him to even hold for around some minute of seconds. So the only thing we actually did see Raxi Esports win was on the side of defense. We actually did see a turtle hold coming in from Raxi Esports. Successfully defending on on round 9, where the site was in second floor kids. We actually did see a lot of utilities being made, especially the deployable shields, the Mira's placements, and also Smoke's shotguns. Now, on the side when Pandavas were on defense, I actually do have to admire them, because since Smoke was using the FMG, they were forced to use the impact nades, which actually forced Melusi to use her impact nades rather than using the C4, which in fact would have been a viable option for Melusi to pick the C4, because most of the time you would actually see the attackers pushing in and it rushes in for the plant, and guess who's there to help you? You have the C4 to immediately eliminate the defuse coming in from the side of attackers. But to be honest, Pandavas, they were more confident on the side of gunplay, and that's exactly that they've entrusted on. They've kept trust on their gunplay so very much, in which it actually gave Pandavas a lot of victories, especially on the side of attack, where Bhima was playing as IQ 3 kills with the Commando assault rifle 1.5 magnification scope. Although you don't actually get to use the ACOG sight with the Commando 9, which in fact was actually quite sad. But anyways, 3 kills with his name, and out of nowhere a pistol kill, in which on the side of meeting room, it was quite unexpected for me, and also it was a very great shot. On the other hand, Raxi Esports on the side of defense, they were actually holding out quite well, but when the site was on first floor kitchen, that was a lot of problems tend to happen, because most of the site you'd see winning on the side of defense would be on second floor kids, and you'd have the basement laundry. On the side of first floor kitchen, dining room, or kitchen or meeting room, as I would like to call it, it has a less amount of win rate for the defenders, in which the attackers took care of the advantage by immediately pushing in, get to know what exactly their positioning was, and all they had to do was clear one specific site, in which we actually did see Hibana planting on the default side of the kitchen. Wait for a little bit of moment for the defenders to come for the push in, and this is exactly there was there to immediately eliminating them, gaining the victory against Team Raxi Esports. All Pandavas need to do was to get one victory on attack, and they exactly did that. So all in all, a great performance from Team Pandavas. Maybe it can be better for them to fix their attack coordination a little bit, because most of the time we actually did see Pandavas, wasting a total of 2 minutes thinking of exactly what to do. We actually did see 1 or 2 players droning out, finding exactly what their positioning was. The only problem was they didn't had exactly an idea on what to do it. So maybe if Pandavas could figure out how to play well on attack, we might be able to see some great promises for this team.
Absolutely. Pandavas, they did rectify a lot of their mistakes in this match, and that's what you love to see, ladies and gentlemen. We got to see this from a lot of teams in the previous league. One of them went all the way to Division 1. I'm speaking of TR and Valiance, of course, but that is another story for another day. Right now, we're going to have our eyes on the Pandavas very, very soon, seeing as they have won this game. Unfortunately for Raxi Esports, this will mark the end of their run here in the TEC Pro League, because of course of the loss in the single eliminations before the semifinals. Pandavas will make their way to the semifinals. They'll be one of 4 contestants, and we'll get to know who those 4 are, of course, in the next stream that we'll be doing a little bit towards the latter bit of the night, as we will come back with those, of course. But we're still going on with it at the most of it, because it's just ended with the last round having just finished up. A fantastic game from both Raxi Esports and Pandavas, and from Exterminate and Aqua, which was a 7-1 win for Exterminate on the map of Cafe. With all of that being said, thank you to everyone for joining us for this first half, as we'll come back with the semi-final and final of the final qualifiers for that one last spot in Division 3, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back with that in just a short while with another stream. Stay tuned.